Grenadier Hans Hauptmann stared out the window at the odd hedge maze. It stood quiet and dark in the front of the estate, directly in his field of fire. He and 4 others were part of a rear guard in the chateau, a small inn that had been bypassed on the Allies' recent rampage through St. Lo. Now Hauptmann walked in silence, watching the dark, shifting shadows of the inn's courtyard for signs of the accursed Allies. Then he saw it. Not a crawling infantryman as he'd expect, but a fully upright man, walking from the area of the maze toward the front of the house. Could the Allies be so stupid? Hans flicked off his safety and took aim. His target lumbered, toward the front entrance. Perhaps he was wounded. A man in shock, looking for refuge? Or perhaps he was a villager, a filthy looter looking for salvage left in the former headquarters. Yes, that must be it, for the shambling figure wore no helm of other gear. Hauptmann quietly moved from his position into the ballroom of the old manor and waited for the door to open. The handle turned slowly. The looter was cautious for traps. The grenadier knelt and aimed his KAR-98. "Halt!" he called softly but firmly as the figure loped through the doorway. "I said halt!" But the figure didn't halt. It turned slightly towards Hauptmann and lumbered closer. "Halt, or I will shoot you!" he repeated his command again in broke English, but the figure did not halt. Hauptmann grimaced and affixed a bayonet. He did not want to give away the rearguard's position for some aimless looter. Hauptmann charged and stabbed forward as the figure came in reach and felt his bayonet sink deep into the man's leg. The man groaned and swiped at him with his hands. Hauptmann smelled the stench of rotting flesh, an all too familiar scent here in the last 4 years. Hauptmann forced himself to withdraw the bayonet and plunge it again. Still, the looter did not go down. Instead, the man grasped the rifle and began to slowly pull himself up its haft. "Gottenheimer," Hauptmann whispered as the horror finally came close enough to see. It was a villager, or at least what was left of him. But his face was ghastly white, and an expression of confusion and hate was locked onto his dead face. Stranger still, thick vines wove in and out of the thing's flesh. Hauptmann pulled the trigger and heard other shots around him. His companions came to help. Too little, too late.
Everyone but Will get out.
Oh, okay. All right then.
Okay. Out.
Just for the sake of it, Will, can you talk for me one more time?
Yeah, I can do an audio check.
Yeah, how's it going?
Okay, cool. All right, bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Isn't it
I'm
terrifying?
going to spend more money.
Close the door.
I will.
Thanks, Nathan.
I see you.
All the way, Nathan. Jesus Christ. All right.
I'm not going to be focusing.
If you have no, you're not focusing on them. You're not focusing on them.
Okay.
All right. So, the way I have this set up, you are a prisoner.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the main thing I have for you. I'm going to go through. Give me 1 second. All right. So I have your introduction. Also, for everyone else, if you have not already picked this up, this is not a normal Till the Curtain Calls. This is one of our spooky one-shots that we are doing. I am doing this for the sole surprise of Wes when he has to edit this later, so he doesn't have to do his own intro after he already probably records his own intro, because I'm betting he's going to before he hears this.
Probably.
So, all right. Wes has rolled differently than everyone else. Will has rolled differently from everyone else. So we are setting this up a little different. They are actually now outside while me and Will are in here.
Ooh, I'm terrified.
Okay, well, also to be fair, this is horror, so be prepared. This is also a game mode of my own creation, kind of cannibalizing other systems, and this takes place during World War II. So we always want to make sure to keep people in the loop. So we'll go from there for it. But for Will, here's your introduction. Your German captors feed you promptly at 6 p.m. every night. Your rations are meager but timely. It's past time now, and no meals have arrived. There's a great clatter that's come from up above you from the last hour. Scores of heavy boots sound across the floor above, echoing in the cold darkness of the cellar. You are in a cellar, by the way.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't remember, you don't remember how you got in here, other than you were on a previous escort outside with your troop, and ambush happened. You remember getting hit in the back of the head and then surrounded by lights, bright lights, and shouting. After that, you were knocked unconscious and you woke up in the cellar. There's about 5 or 6 other people you can tell from different branches of the military. There's even looks to be a couple just normal civilians. Very dimly lit wine cellar. You can see racks of just empty wine, like wine racks. One swinging light bulb. Very cold, dark, and musky. You guys have some hay patches on the ground for where you're supposed to lay. But there's no guards in here, but you know at the entrance there's always usually 1 or 2, because you can hear them chatting on the other side of the door. So I just wanted to make sure that was set for you. My apologies. Like I said, heavy boots sound across the floor above, echoing in the cold darkness of your cellar. You also hear the sound of furniture and other equipment being dragged back and forth. Orders in German are shouted frequently in some urgency, but the words are muted and unclear. Silence follows shortly after you expected your meal. You sit, listening to the rats in the walls, or brushing spiders away that get too close. Now a few quiet footsteps move above you after some time. Someone speaks in German quietly, but with some authority. Several windows creak open. You can hear the shutters going on them. Metal thuds on wood, as if something were heavy that were set or dropped onto the floor above you. You hear hammering far above, what sounds like on the second floor of the building, followed by silence. Thankfully, because your watch still works, even though it's cracked, you are able to pick up an hour goes by with pretty much nothing. The sounds have kind of drifted away. No one's come to your guys' door to give you any food. Some of your other prisoners are like getting a little nervous. Some have just resorted to trying to sleep, but nobody's really talking. They've all just been kind of listening, trying to figure out what's going on. Sometime has gone by. The boredom's overwhelming, causing you to nod off several times in the last few hours. I need you to roll 1d6.
Okay. 5.
You fell asleep.
Of course I did.
Oh man, so there's like one little part. Alright, let me hold on. Roll me one more d6, because I gotta see if you're gonna be able to hear this.
Okay. 1.
Okay. So you miss some things. You get woken up because you hear the sound of a German speaking loudly going, "Was ist los?" I don't know if you know German. No answer followed by that. All you hear is just immediate shouting, and that's what kind of made you jump awake. You hear the "Was ist los" very loud, and then after that it still gets muffled, like they turn their head, so they're pointed away from where they were speaking up above you. No answer followed that. Then all of a sudden, heavy gunfire breaks out up above you. What sounds to be rifle, machine gun, like a full-on assault happens up above. Looks like 4 short bursts, and then you hear a loud scream. More shouting transpires. Footsteps are running up above you. You can hear the loud thuds up above from the second floor coming down. You also hear a loud crash as well. Sounds like some debris or rubble from the building that falls as well too. More shouting. Men's names are screamed. Pistol fire. More machine guns. It rattles your guys' room. Dust is just settling down from it. Everyone's just looking up like, what's going on? You hear one of the other prisoners or one of the other civilians whispering that it's the resistance, that they knew that they were in the area and they're finally coming to help. But someone's just like, shh, gets them to be quiet. They don't want them to talk. Everything keeps happening. There's a loud explosion that rumbles the building. You feel the thud shake through as a couple bottles fall off the rack, smash down onto the ground, and just get absorbed into the earth. All of a sudden, too, where is it? I lost my place. No. All of a sudden, you hear a man scream, "9, my God, thwart!" and a swift crack sound that goes through like a tree falling from the weight of a heavy snow. Just a loud crack that just echoes through, and then silence. A shiver runs up your spine, and it creeps up the hairs on the back of your neck. Nothing but silence. And then you hear quiet footsteps, and then the sound of something being dragged. You're good. Did it? Sure, you're good. Is it? Yeah. Okay, cool.
If it goes to sleep again, I may periodically come in and do that.
No, you're good. He's trying to sneak stuff.
Yeah, he's trying to get his own information.
You hear soft, silent footsteps, as well as the sounds of what sounds like something being drug across the floor up above. Then, for a moment, because you're trying to lean in and listen, it's almost like you hear the sound of somebody smelling, like sniffing, with some slight scratch noises that are coming from up above. Then a loud crack, a gunshot, a single gunshot, and then a thud from up above, just a boom. And then more dragging continues. Some time has passed. It's kind of hard to tell now because the lights automatically shut off, so you're kind of going by some of the light coming through the floorboards. No noise whatsoever is coming from up above. That last gunshot, you could tell it's maybe been like 30 minutes, and after that dragging, nothing. It's been silent. The sound of nature's coming back. You can start hearing some crickets in the background. It doesn't sound like there's anybody at the doors. You don't see any shadows underneath. It's like 3 steps up, and it's a set of double doors, like cellar doors. What do you do?
I probably look around to the other prisoners with me and just sort of just like, are they gone?
I don't know. Charlie says it's been seems like 35 minutes. I think we need to try and figure out busting out.
I'm with you on it.
All right.
Yeah.
There's the stairwell's short as hell though, so only a couple of us can try and get up here. And so you see him kind of take a couple steps up, and yeah, he's right. It's wide enough for maybe like 2 or 3 people. And you guys kind of peer under, or he peers under. He's like, I don't see anybody. And he kind of nudges it a little bit, and you can hear there's chains on the outside. He's like, I think we could still do this. Do you want to give me a muscle check?
Sure. Yeah.
First roll.
Woo! First roll. I have a 0 in muscle though.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no! I will let you, because I know he's gonna more people are gonna come help. I'll let you do a 2 muscle.
Okay.
Because they're going to be assisting.
Yeah.
So let's see what it's gonna be.
I would say I'm a scrawny boy.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got a 1 and a 5.
Okay. And then last but not least, I need 1 dice. I need you to roll 1d6 because I need to see length of time.
3.
Okay. All right. So you guys line up, kind of take a breath, and he times it with you. He goes like 1, 2, 3, and you guys shoulder. It doesn't really budge, but you can kind of hear it move a little. 1, 2, 3, and you guys kind of do that a couple times, and then you stop and listen because you definitely don't want there to be guards going like nothing. So once you guys feel a little bit more confident, you guys just start pounding away at it as it starts to give.
Yeah.
Let me make sure. Right. One final last big push, and you guys break out of it and stumble forward. You get immediately hit by the warm evening air, sounds of crickets. You're outside on the first, ground level, what appears to be this big hotel. warm breeze hits you. Immediately, you see flashlights blinding your face. And you get a flashback to when you were captured. And you hear guns cocking, and you can see the silhouette of men pointing guns at you. Now I need you to get out.
Okay.
Oh, man. I'm sorry, I had to set it up for the prisoners.
Terrifying.
So have fun with that.
Yeah,
It was pretty bad though.
We're just lamenting over
Will's
Game of
not
Thrones
dead.
last final seasons.
Will's not dead yet. Not dead.
So we still have somebody we can rescue.
Will's not dead yet. I don't need. What I'm saying is that the war doesn't hinge on one person. Tell that to Steve Rogers. They fought the rest of that without him, just pointing that out. Okay, well, the war was kind of over by then, guys. Let's be real. Now Will's just gonna stand there and look at you guys sad.
Probably. You should. That's what we were doing.
He was just like, I wonder if they're trying to listen. And I was like, yeah, they probably are. Like, I gotta control how loud I talk in a lot of those times. Okay.
You can't hear anything out there.
Oh, really? Oh, that's.
And we kind of were just over there. So.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. That's not a big deal.
I'm expecting Will to like come on the other side of the
No, I was expecting one of you guys to do that, to be 100% honest.
Should have.
All right. Nestled in the heart of war-torn France, you guys are at Firebase Echo. It is a foothold in the St. Lo region of France. Early July. Farm season has definitely come and hit this area. You guys wouldn't know anything about it. You guys just got here. Everything's going through, set up. But located deep within a dense forest, right on the edge of farmland, with hedgerows as miles and miles of hedgerows. This is your temporary haven, place to rest, regroup, and prepare for the next critical mission. You have just been on a partial assignment for escort duty. You've cleared out. You were a part of D-Day. You guys are a mismatch of several different squads, much like a lot of the other armed services during that time. Just a patchwork of different troops made into a functioning unit. You just came off of a long stint of missions, of combat missions, and this is kind of your R&R at the moment. This is far enough away from combat where you guys actually feel a semblance of peace, even though this gunfire and war is still off in the distance. It's just almost like background noise to you now. But Firebase Echo, it's strategically placed, remote forested region, covered with camouflage tarps, and uses the heavy foliage as cover just to kind of keep it blinded from Luftwaffes or any scouts flying through. Those are airplanes, German airplanes. One of us here does not know World War II stuff.
Except I didn't know that.
Oh, well, unfortunately, you've already told me. But it's okay. It's okay. Let me go back to the setting of this ambience. Tall, ancient trees surround the base. Their branches forming a natural canopy that keeps prying eyes, both enemy and friendly, at bay. The forest floor is carpeted with a thick layer of pine needles, muffling footsteps and creating an eerie hush, even with the distant sounds of war rumbling in the tree line. The base is a collection of canvas tents, hastily constructed wooden barracks, covered with camouflage netting to blend seamlessly into the environment. There's a central open area that serves as a gathering point for soldiers, complete with a roaring campfire that crackles and sends sparks dancing into the light. This is about mid-afternoon. The sun is trying to get through the canopy, almost lighting the leaves up, just this brilliant gold shade. As you're going through, there's a group of soldiers playing cards on a mess tent, having lunch. Somebody somehow found a guitar and is playing it over in the corner. While over at a makeshift kitchen, someone was able to catch some rabbits and made a stew, and that's just kind of wafting in the area. For your guys' tour, this is probably the most peace you've had in quite some time. It's been very shell shock for a lot of troops going into boot camp and then immediately going to D-Day and having that just flash of war. But not for you guys. You were called in for a meeting for a mission you guys have set. Your first one back. You guys get called further into the encampment. Next to the kitchen is a large wall of makeshift, crates, ammo boxes. There's also some tables set up as kind of a briefing post, and your guys' sergeant is standing there, getting ready to set up with you guys on what's going through. Give me one moment. All right. Everyone's sitting. You guys have your gear nearby, but because it's still, you guys have been relaxing, you're not just loaded up and ready.
And I apologize. We do already know each other, right? We've done other cleanups.
You've done, yeah.
Okay.
You guys didn't train with each other.
Sure. Okay.
But you guys have kind of matched your team
Okay.
and gone through with it. I know before we actually go through with the actual set introduction for the mission, if you guys want to give a brief explanation of each of you. Nathan, if you...
Sure. My name's Everett Irons, and I'm a medic. Feel free to call me Stitches.
Okay. Wes?
I am playing Archie Bartlett. Just left in the middle school at Harvard. Got called up in the combat engineer.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
All right. Dave?
Yeah, I'm playing Ben Albers. I'm basically just a big farm kid from Virginia, and I'm just hoping to get home to my girl Becky.
So, all right. And there are always mix match, like I said, of different troops from different areas, and you guys have been gelling really well, and you also, for your collective group, have been staying apart, or staying together the longest. A lot of times something happens and another unit will come through or another division will come through, and they'll just pick squads apart if they know that they're part of a mop-up crew or that kind of setup. So it's always really nice when you can stay together no matter what happens to the rest of the team. So you're sitting there with a couple other rooks, to set up with some greenhorns, basic, like they're always carrying their gear on them, nothing, just green, like you could tell right off the bat, like they just got here. And you guys see your lieutenant, well, at least for the time being, for the camp, walk up to address everyone. All right, get that set. Good evening, men. Hopefully, you guys got some rations in and everything's set up for the time being. I know you guys had a rough patch earlier, so we're going to try and get you in nice and easy. We have a village 20 kilometers up, La Boulage, I think that's how you say it. It's a small area over here in St. Lo. I know while the main armored division's pushing through up there, this area, this town, was held off by German paratroopers for the longest time. Our recon planes have picked up them retreating. We think it's because of the armored division that's coming, our armored division that's finally getting the beachhead. But because of the hedgerows, we just haven't been able to hit this town. They're just so dense. So we're going to send you guys up first. The troops themselves have mostly retreated. Aerial recon has shown 1 or 2 squads left in the area, as well as what appears to be a damaged half-track with a 50 cal in town. So obviously we need to be careful of that. I'm going to send you guys the map really quick while he's going through and explaining. The area itself shows to be under control of the 2nd Fallschirmjägers. They are elite paratroopers. That's why we are sending you into this area. We do not know what they are capable of. We have not dealt with them yet, and so we have to be on our toes. We also know that there are rumors to be prisoners in the area. Your first and utmost mission is to make sure all prisoners are rescued. This is mostly a recon mission in terms of if things start getting hairy, bug out, but prisoners above anything else we need to save. We have rumors too that there is resistance connections in the village. They might be able to provide additional information, as well as we don't know if there's any more of our boys, paratroopers, that are in the area, because they've been kind of scattered to the wind since this is going on. You will have some fire support. We'll make sure we keep you in range for it, as he's kind of going through. He also says, so with this town, with La Boulage, there's a hotel in the north of the village outside. We think that is the German HQ for the area. That is where they have set up most of their defenses. We have two teams, your team A, and we have a fallback team, a support team that's going to be going with you. They're going to be setting up farther north of the town to provide mortar support for your team upon request, as well as be a rally point for any prisoners that you rescue. Once you guys claim that area and move further into town, they will move further up to provide, to continue that mortar support, but they are strictly ordered for support only. They are going to be taking any prisoners that they have. Once they have them, they will be calling in for escort. We'll have some double deuce trucks to come and pick them up. Once you are set, radio in, let us know. We will send a truck as long as the area is safe. Aerial recon from yesterday shows we think they're laying mines around the hotel on the south and the west side of the building. It shows several dug up holes with mines. We're not sure if they are planting them there or moving them, so just be warned. Other than that, we do not know if any of the villagers are conspirators or if they support the Nazi cause. We're still too new to the area. I know we've run into a couple towns where they supported them. Just please be aware. That is our main concern right now. Other than that, that's kind of all we know, boys. This should be an easy pickup. I want you guys there right at dusk, so we're gonna have our truck come and drop you guys off, drop your teams off, and we want you to hoof it there for a distance to make it there on foot, nice and quiet. It's supposed to be a quiet night. We have no other operations in the area, so hopefully you'll be able to get in and get out by morning. Is there any questions?
Do we have, Lieutenant, do we have anything that, any greenhorns maybe that specialize in disarming explosives? I mean, if we got both south and west side being mined, I mean, I'm one guy, I can't.
Mines are not our concern right now, Bartlett.
Sir.
That is more of a, from at least the aerial recon, it shows it as just a perimeter defense. We don't necessarily think, they don't have any planted on the roads. I know they were too soon. It looked like they had parts to try and make tank traps to block some of the roadways, but they were not built yet. Also, that does raise a good point. If you see any other encampments or any other potential defensive implications that they have set up, you are authorized to destroy. So make sure, we'll make sure you guys have Willie Pete's, and also too, we'll make sure anything else is set up for you guys in terms of that. Any other questions?
Sir, do we have any intel on where exactly the prisoners are being held in the hotel?
Also, we do not know if they are in the hotel. That would be the most likely, but with what we have seen and heard so far, is there are multiple points in town that they made holding. We just know that the rumor around town was that the HQ was, like, their temporary HQ was the hotel. And logistically speaking, that would make the most sense. It's high ground. It's set up the way it is. It would make a very valuable position in terms of entrenchment and defending. It would make sense that they would have a bulk of their prisoners there, but the way the town is set up, and also because we don't know if their affiliations are with our cause, they could be anywhere. So I would say once you clear out that hotel, make your way to town, ask if they've heard any rumors. They should be more than willing to help, more than willing to assist. The area has been bombarded several times by Nazi forces. They're definitely trying to do scorched earth. They don't want us to take this and hold it. So at least with what the recon photo showed, is they bombed half the town. So I don't think that they're going to be supporting the cause, but your guess is as good as mine.
So where are you dropping us off in terms of the town?
Click north of the
Click north.
hotel. So by the time you guys arrive, it should be dusk. Should be right at nightfall. Like I said, at most our aerial recon has picked up 2 squads, 3 squads max. But do not underestimate this foe. These paratroopers have already fought on several fronts, and they have defended already other positions as well. So you guys are going to be going into some seasoned people here. I am sending the map to you guys now. This is the
Discord,
aerial
Facebook.
Facebook. This is the aerial recon of La Village, and then the town that is a part of it. So
So on this map, are we looking at the top of it? Is that north?
yes, north, south, east, west.
All right.
From the image that I sent to you guys, the northwest. You can also zoom in. It's detailed, so you can go all the way in. Because that was the one I was going to print.
Yep.
Yeah. So the northwest, that is the manor. So you guys can go in. You guys will be infiltrating there. There is a gap in the hedgerows. I know you guys have had some experience in this area, but we cannot state that enough. Be careful around those hedgerows. They are prickle bushes. You can't drive a vehicle through them. They were natural boundaries that were set up from the farmers decades and decades ago, and they have this has been the number one thorn in our forces' sides, because the Germans have been able to turn each of these sections of hedgerows into full defensible positions. They're practically bulletproof, other than lining a bandolier through, which is a tubed explosive used to clear barbed wire and other linear defensible positions. Anything short of those, you can't really get through them. You could climb through, but man, they're going to cut you to hell. But yeah, at least that, if worse comes to worse. But just be careful. This area is thick with them. That's the reason why we can't send in armed forces yet, or our armored division.
That is a good question, sir. Do we have any extra bandoliers from the siege?
Yes, sir. You. That's what I was going to get to after this, Bartlett. You guys load up, stock up. I have requisitions set up. You are authorized to take. So we have some bandoliers. We have some C4 satchel charges. You guys are authorized for sticky bombs, because we do not know, especially if they get that half-track operational. Use to your discretion, Bartlett.
Sir.
Other than that, we do have other things available as well too. Before, just stock up, make sure you guys are right. I don't know how long.
I apologize. What's this lieutenant's name?
He didn't say his name.
Okay, fair enough.
Sir, to be honest, you guys have come across over the course of these missions. You see the medals and that's it. Other than that, you do see Monahan, but he did not introduce himself.
Okay.
So, which you have known is very accustomed, especially out on the field. That's basically it. If unless you have any other questions.
How tall we talking these hedges, sir?
6
foot taller?
Yeah, you can't climb. You can't hop over these bad boys. They in a lot of cases they kind of eclipse our Shermans, so like you can barely see those over. Some are shorter, some are taller, but on average they're at least 5-6 feet tall. And like I said, one of our guys fell into them before, and they'll cut you up. There's nothing you can do with them. I know we have some boys on the beachhead trying to figure out ways to get through it, but other than that, that's all we got right now.
Understood, sir.
Yep. If that's it. All right, boys, make it happen. Dismissed. You guys get up and you see him kind of turn around and walk back. Somebody else runs up to him with papers, and you guys start getting your kits together and everything for requisitions. That was kind of what I mentioned before. There are a couple replacements you guys can do. I know I sent you guys those sheets.
Mm-hmm.
You can replace the pistol with the grease gun.
Oh, yes, please.
Which I had that set up that way for it. Let me make sure, because it's basically the exact same. It's similar stats to the pistol, other than the fact that it also has fast mag for its damage range. or sorry, for its special trait. It's still close range, and it's a 2 for damage type. But I think I have it on here, and I'll send it over to you. Other than that, I know for anybody that actually has a primary weapon, you can also replace it with a trench gun if you wanted to. So Requisitions does have that, but that is close range only. It's not advised. I would say right now, because of your lack of team, I can make sure one of the other greenhorns that comes with you has one, but I wouldn't recommend one of you guys have one.
Yeah.
Maybe if you had a full squad, because then that may be, but yeah, no. Other than that, like I said, you can also add bandolier and satchel charges. You can carry, normally you could have on one pack 2 bandoliers, and then I'd say for the satchel charges 2 also, which I can give you those. Just mark down. You can, I think I have it to where you can edit it or in your own notes. Just type onto it.
Yeah, and then you said sticky bombs too.
Yes, I know riflemen have it, but it's you can turn any in game you would turn any frag grenade that you would have into a sticky bomb. The stats are very similar. The only difference is it sticks when you plant it. So,
Is there a max number of med kits and bandages I can carry?
For medic, yours don't go away. Yours don't deplete. Remember, that's theirs. They do have a number, but for yours, because that's like your main thing. Because normally, like, you have charges, but they get replenished for them, so you're set on there.
Morphine.
That's part of med.
Okay.
So like he has a surgical kit, and that's kind of what I'm boiling it down to. I'm not going to go in depth with a lot of that stuff for it. But,
Archie's concerned because he has a little problem. He just wants to make sure
I would accidentally blow him up.
I would hope not.
There was a possibility there's a boom thing on here. It's volatile. Critical failures with explosive rolls result in boom dice rolls.
Dice roll.
We finna light this up.
As we're going to stock up. Archie, I swear to God, if you're not careful with those damn bombs, I am not bringing any more bombs. This is ridiculous.
That was not my fault. There was no way that I knew it was going to be that close. Okay, it was dark, and how was I supposed to know it was the broad side of the bomb? I thought it was the other side.
Do you know how many bandages I just went through? It's crazy.
Unfortunately, I do. Thanks.
I'm just saying.
Okay. Oh man.
Lay it off a little bit. That's all.
I'll try.
At least don't catch Benji in it. Jesus.
Again.
I'll try.
Not again.
Not again.
I'll try. I own up to that, but we all came out relatively unscathed. You got a cool scar to show your girl when you get home, babe.
Well, true, but okay.
Shit, you're lucky we came out at all.
I gotta come up with a good story for you.
Okay. As much as I love walking down memory road, we should probably walk down this road. Well, I know we're getting dropped off.
The greenhorns kind of come up, and they're just like, all right, we're ready, and everyone's set up for him. You see, like, Private Johnson, and Private Rodriguez. So you have those two gentlemen. Johnson does have a trench gun. He's like, did you guys see they had these? And he just kind of like, oh yeah, like you can tell, like he's just happy that he's here. You can just like, oh, poor boy.
Hey boy, how come you're wearing a red shirt, not a green one like the rest of us?
Oh man,
poor guy.
Oh man. We would be a captain in Star Trek if that was the case. If we were green, yeah.
Oh yeah.
The rap. But
the captain's.
How long is this ride going to be? One click north of the hotel.
Well, I was going to say, by the time you guys get everything packed up, squared away, anything else set up, and then you get both squads, because it's your squad and the other team itself, they get loaded up onto the trucks. By the time you guys are driving over there, it's already starting to get dark. Okay. So you know that like they have it timed set. The summer breeze is kind of just going through. It's a pretty chill temperature-wise night, midsummer. Humidity's gone down, which is great for you guys because it's just been terrible that time of year. As you guys look out, you see gold fields of wheat going. Other farms kind of harken back to your guys' time at home. Every now and then that distant rumble of artillery fire kind of just shakes you back to reality. Everyone's kind of doing their own thing in truck. They're checking their gear, doing any things of that matter. You see the other squads kind of going through and they're checking their map of where they're going to set up, and they do show it over to you guys. Not the map that I provided, but further north it shows that there looks to be kind of there was a temporary encampment that was set up previously, but it's just been flattened and cleared out. They said they're going to set up there as their first point, and then they said once you guys move into town, they're going to move just north of the hedgerows of the chateau, of the hotel. So they kind of showed you guys both locations so you know where they are. So that's the way they have it set up. For radio calls, they're saying that they're Fire Team Zeus. That's just the way they have theirs set up. Other than that, as you guys are going through, they hit their spot first. So you hear the banging on the back of the truck. You hear him go, "All right, boys, let's go!" And he kicks the side of it, knocks the gate down. They're all getting out, all doing their nods to you guys. They jump out. They say, "We'll see you later." Flip up the gate, close it, and bang it twice. Trucks start going off. You see them as you guys keep going down the road. They're immediately going, getting everything set up. You can see they're going to start getting things taken care of for as they set up shop. Shortly thereafter, for you, truck slows down on the side of this dirt road. Boom, boom. You hear the bang on the back of the side. Time to go.
Up on out.
Everyone good?
All right.
All right.
Would Rodriguez be the one in the situation to have our radio?
Yes, Rodriguez is the radio man.
Rodriguez, sorry.
Yeah, he is the radio man at the moment.
At the moment, he's gonna die. Poor Rodriguez.
All right.
He was so excited.
As you guys,
We're almost there, man. I tell you. I'm telling you. I feel so bad because I was like, maybe it's not going to be just one person.
as you guys are going through, like I said, you guys can see these hedgerows now that you're out of the truck, and they're huge. They're just walls. You can see why they use them as natural boundaries. Some are taller, some are smaller, like just different sizes for them. But they also kind of walking past them, you can see they have prickle bushes, kind of like just like rose bushes, and you can't see through them. Like you can see maybe some gaps through the leaves, but for all intents and purposes, these are walls.
You're talking about 5 feet thick?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In a lot of cases, like I said, some differ for a lot of them, but with ones you guys are seeing right now, yeah, these are basically walls. As you guys approach, you start coming up. You do see the building. It looks to be 2 stories, or 2.5 stories. There might be an attic set. It is in rough shape. It looks like it's sustained some gunfire, maybe even some light mortar or artillery fire. But you do see, if anybody has perception, now would be the time to roll. I'll also roll for Johnson.
3 and a 5.
And I got a 4 and a 5.
And I got 2 2s and a 3.
You're still checking you're still going through in your head all your medic gear, and like as
Tighten it up,
you're checking everyone else, making sure they're not hurting anybody. For you guys, you do see the windows themselves are barricaded, so it does look like signs of fortification.
And sorry, on your map, we're on the northwest section.
Northwest,
right?
that is correct.
The manor.
So as you guys are going to be popping up, so on that map, you guys, you know how it kind of pops down like this, and there's that little archway. Sure. That looks to be the only way into that area, into the grounds, unless you guys wanted to attempt to go through the hedgerows.
Okay.
But yeah, you do see some dim lights from lanterns. It doesn't look to it looks to have power, but no actual lights are on. Mm-hmm. But you do see dim lighting of lanterns coming from looks to be the 2nd floor, as well as the 1st floor, and a couple of the windows. Other than that, you do also see at the very so through that archway and further up, you do see a sandbag line, which what appears to be the silhouette of a figure standing.
Okay.
And that's just from where you guys are right now, which I would say like you're off the map, and you're just about to like come into that threshold.
Rodriguez, you gotta tighten this up. Jesus. What's wrong with you?
I got my own shit. Calm down. And then
Lose the radio. Jesus.
he also elbows you. He's like, hey, it's like he starts going quiet, doing like he thinks he sees something as he kind of starts hunkering down. Him and Johnson start moving forward to at least stack up along the hedgerows near the archway near the entrance.
I'll go along with him.
Okay.
How,
Using stealth.
you said this is spring or summer?
This is summer.
Listen, what's the, how soft is the ground here?
It's farmland. I mean, like all this is farmland, so I'd say it's still pretty good. Yeah, and you haven't been in the area too long in terms to know like the rainfall lately, but it's not smushing. It's not. I'll say it's not super dry either, but it's been good so far as you guys stack up.
So our footfalls are pretty quiet.
Yeah, safe to say. It's not tall grass, but it's definitely like I said, it's not like trimmed at all, but it's not tall grass. But it's enough to muffle your guys' footfalls.
Do I see any like raised areas anywhere that look like it's been dug up?
Not here. This is matching up with the aerial recon photos that you guys received. This wouldn't be the area where that is. From what they said it was the western perimeter and the southern perimeter along those two hedgerow areas to stop, just because they were just fields and there was nothing else with them. And there didn't look to be any near the hedge maze that was below the manor or the hotel either.
So we can try and figure out how to go up here to the sandbag line, or I can try and dig underneath the hedges and give us a path a little bit more to the west and go underneath. That way we can flank him from the side.
How long will it take you?
Rodriguez kind of peers out while you're talking. He's peering around the corner to look at that. And he's like, no. he peers out and he pops out. He's like, I see somebody over there at the sandbags. He's like, he's not holding his gun. It's propped up against the sandbag. And he like, I don't know how you guys are stacked up, so I'll just say he elbows Nathan. He's like, hey, check this out. And he just like, and you can see you see a silhouette. You see what appears to be a steel helmet. Looks to be a military outfit, and it does look to see a rifle that's propped up on the sandbag. He's not holding it. The figure's not
Fast, we
holding it.
might be able to take him out.
We got knives, right?
That'd be
Sure,
quick.
you do.
Yeah.
Quick. I'm somewhat sneaky.
And
I'm not too sneaky.
And I'd say from this archway to that sandbag line is like 50 feet. And it's just like a gravel path that goes straight to this sandbag. And then, but you also see like there's no other than like the hedgerows and then the fields on either side, like or the grass on either side. This is just the one set path up there. There's no light where this figure's standing. So I mean, you guys can try to take another peek, but this is just from like Rodriguez peeking out really quick and looking back, like because you can't really stick the knife out and look just because it's very low light. It's dusk now, so.
So on either side of that path, that's the sandbags?
No,
Or is that?
those are just like little landscape fence. So like little fence, yeah,
Okay.
if that. But you wouldn't really think that it'd be good cover.
Okay.
Let's just say that. Like you wouldn't really bet your life on hiding behind it. So yeah, it's just like decorative landscaping fencing that's on either side. That's maybe ankle tall, and then you have a gravel path that leads 50 feet up to the sandbag wall that this figure is standing in front of, kind of like just a guard.
How long would it take you to dig under there?
Kind of a roll of the dice, so to speak.
And noise.
But I mean, I also got a +2. I got a +2. I got a 2 in sneak.
That's true.
And I mean, it's either that or
might-
somebody can be hurt and fall down on the ground in the archway and maybe get this guy closer to us, draw him near us.
Yeah, but you might be alerting him too.
It's a 50-50. What you guys want to do?
I don't know. Who can hustle?
Johnson doesn't notice anything. He's just like freaking out now.
I can
that,
also
like, he's
hustle
getting
pretty
close.
good, actually. All right. we can hustle pretty good.
Hustle.
We can all just hustle.
I'm gonna take
that.
that. Okay, so roll me perception.
I have a 3 and a 4.
You take another glance over and like you don't see the figure. You don't see the figure move, and you're just kind of like peering in and looking really hard. This looks to be a decoy. You see it put up on a sandbag, like this uniform around a sandbag. This is just a helmet that's on top of one, black, like hollow eyes. Just looks to be a bag placed over its head, and then that rifle's still placed there against the side. So you're not
Telling you, I can dig. Well, I can get
It
right underneath
doesn't look. It doesn't.
This is a fake.
There's nobody here.
Oh, this is a fake.
Oh. Well then, let's just.
Let's just go on in.
My guess is they're watching.
Why don't we? So from the archway in, are we able to see either of these two bushes or trees to the left and right?
Those are trees.
Trees.
Yeah.
Let's go into the hedge to the right.
Yeah,
Keep along the hedge.
We can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're very green.
So from where you guys are standing when you're looking in, to the left there's a tree. To the right there's a bigger tree. You see that gazebo that's right underneath it. You see that one lantern that's going right now. That's on like the back balcony. That's kind of lighting the area, but it's not close enough to where that figure was standing. And you do see a shed to the left as well. And other than that, though, like I said, you do see a couple lights that are on, but that's it.
I said we go to the right. Stay away from the lantern.
Yeah, right from our
Right from the
character's
tree.
point of view.
Yes.
Okay.
So, west.
Yeah, I turned it upside down, so I was like, okay, yeah. So you guys
Oh,
go ahead and
yeah.
That's all I did was I just
Say
flipped it.
flip it.
Yeah. Unless it does it.
That's what
But as you guys are heading down, yeah, that's the way you're kind of seeing it. But yeah, and now that you're, like I said, now that you're kind of focusing and seeing it, yeah, you just see the rifle that's placed there. It doesn't really look like, it looks like the end's bent. Like this just looks like a
This
setup,
is a
just
decoy.
like a
Chance. We gotta find
deterrent.
another way.
Yeah.
A Nazi scarecrow.
we can definitely do that. That's not a problem.
But like I said, you still see the dim light coming through from in between some of the barricades on the first floor. There's a door to the right of that window, as well as a set of double doors that goes to a looks to be a cellar entrance.
Why is the cellar entrance?
Do you want me and that's a banner? Do you want me and Ben here to sneak in first and make sure, kind of secure the other ones? I mean, are you sneaky, Stitches?
Not at all.
Yeah, let's secure some
All right.
stuff if you're okay with that.
Yep, let's do it.
Okay.
So it's
I'm gonna
planned.
sit out here with our greenhorns for a minute.
Yeah.
So we're going to go in the archway and then head west, away from the lantern.
Okay, the opposite side,
Kind
over
of
by the
wrap around
gazebo.
that tree to the gazebo.
Yeah.
If I understood you correctly.
And I think we're going to sneak up.
Give-
Idea of sneaking up to the
Yeah.
west side of the.
Give me some sneak checks. So you guys are about to go through that archway area.
2 and a 4.
I got a 3 and a 4.
Okay. You guys both kind of give the nod, and then you kind of break out on that like roadie run, that like low crouch kind of shuffle run. You guys could have tightened your stuff a little bit better. It's a little jingle, but you're still muffled by the grass. Yeah, no, I know. No, it's rough for an engineer. I will say though, as you guys run out and start heading over there, you immediately look to your left, to the east, and you guys can see that wasn't on the aerial photo that's on here now. You see a camo tarp covered flak cannon. Looks to be a flak 88. It's covered with a big camo tarp. You see sandbags that are around the area, but you do not see any signs of troops over there. But yeah, like say especially Bartlett, you definitely see that over there. That is a flak cannon, and that could cause problems. You aren't sure how recon planes have been flying over here, if that's been sitting there, but also too, you just see it there, and it looks to be in operation. Other than that, you do not see any signs of troops. I will say you do hear some noise coming from what looks to be those double doors, those double cellar doors. From this distance from where you guys are, it kind of sounds like banging.
Somebody wanting to get out?
And I will say also, I don't know if it's on your guys' inventory. You guys all have flashlights, like the tube, like the angled tube lights that clip on. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's something to know about that camp. I can take care of that on the way out of town.
Yes, exactly.
Take care of that on the
Now
way.
remember, you guys do have radio access. You can radio in at any time to HQ.
So it's not on the aerial map, but would it be?
No, it is. On your guys', if you look over to the right of the shed, it's that
Oh, that square thing?
That's the
Okay.
sandbag encampment. It's almost like it's camouflaged.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay. see.
I had to do a night filter on it, and I was like, oh man, it makes it harder to see. I was like, perfect. I was like, all right, let me do this. Yeah, that's it. You can zoom it in even further. The way sorry. I was like, the way I made it, because like I can go, I can see like that. So that's the sandbag encampment around it. So you can tell like, it looks to, like the sandbag placement looks to be fresh, and with those flak 88s, at least with like your guys' knowledge, those can be just hooked on the back of a truck. So like those can be moved around, not easily, but you might think that could be what that half track did.
Gotcha.
Like that's what it got set in, but that looks to be, it's getting dug in, so it's getting ready.
Is there any specific direction it's facing?
No, but for the flak, because it's aerial, it can go anywhere.
Okay.
So it has a full 360-degree spin.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if it was preset, like expecting troops.
Right now, like if anything, it's just it's pointed. It's just pointed up.
Okay.
Like the turret's pointed up, but it's still covered in, like, it itself is covered in the tarp. So yeah. But other than like I said, the two dimly lit lights coming through, you do hear banging coming from the cellar doors, and there is a chain on it. Archie.
Prisoners. Do we want to get the other guys in here too? Or is it just me and you right now? We just want to keep me and you?
Can I see them?
You saw them run up. You saw them immediately look to the left at something and kind of like get each other's attention, but then they ran off to the right. From where you're standing, you might be able to like kind of see, like peering out over. You can kind of see where they're sitting, because you guys are stacked up by like the tree and the gazebo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you know where they went, and you kind of have like, you can see them every now and then as they're standing there like hunkered up.
So let's do perception. Look around, see what we see from kind of this angle.
Sure.
See if we see anybody walking around on real things.
Roll me perception check.
Ooh, 1 and a 6.
1 and a 3.
Take your pick.
Nothing's really changed. I will say though, you still haven't picked up any sound other than it's like 5-second intervals that those double doors are getting banged and the chains get rattled. I mean, like, you guys are close enough. Like, you think someone's trying to break out.
Is there any set rhythm to it though?
It's like boom, 5 Mississippis. Boom, 5 Mississippi. Like it's like
Someone timing their.
someone's trying to.
No strange growling. Okay,
No.
just in case.
Good, it's not a chimera. I was worried.
Other than that, though, but in reaction to that noise, you're not seeing a response. Like, you're not seeing troops coming down.
This
you're not seeing.
This is a decoy house. That's
Yeah.
But you're not
Let's go
seeing
check it
anything.
out. There maybe prisoners in there.
We're gonna like hand signal back or whatever, just like wait or whatever, or something, or keep a look at it. Like.
So just so you guys know, Wes did some crazy hand signals. I'm just gonna stay here.
Yeah. All right. So then you gotta move up to the door.
Close to the door.
Sneak check.
Well, what I'd say is we can almost time
Yeah,
it
we're still
with
sneaking.
the banging.
So like.
Every about 5 seconds when it hits and the chains are rattling, we'll probably work our way up.
There you
if
go.
that's okay with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah. So I would say with that, then you wouldn't need necessarily roll stealth.
All right.
Just because if you guys are purposely timing it and it's been a set interval this entire time. So yeah, like how close are you guys wanting to get up to the door?
Let's get flank the sides. I don't want to be right in front of it.
Right.
Okay.
Before we just open it, let's whisper through there. It's like, or not. Well, not whisper.
I was gonna say, as you guys come up to set up,
calls.
like stack up, you hear English, and they're going like 1, 2, 3, hit.
All right, that's all I needed.
Okay, I just want to be 100% safe.
It's just Germans.
Like, well, no, the thing is, they would know with calls,
And they do. They did. Yeah.
So if we walk up there,
German troops were taught basic English so that they could be like American and try and sound like. And then once you showed up, they'd shoot. That's why they did the flash and thunder.
That's exactly what I was
They did
about to
the-
say.
they
I was
did the
about to
code.
walk up and whisper flash, and see what we can
All right.
get.
Well, I was gonna say, so like you guys are walking up. First off, too, because I mentioned before, do you guys have like your flashlights on, or
No.
is this just pitch black?
As we get near the house, I would think we
Yeah.
have them off. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are getting close, and you guys said you're going to be on opposite sides of the door.
Yep.
All right. You guys,
Pistols drawn.
and say weapons ready.
Yep.
You guys are getting up to it, and you hear a 3, and then the door breaks, and you see like 3 U.S. troops, doesn't have any gear. They look to be prisoners. Stumble up as they broke through the chain break, like the old chain breaks, they stumble up on the ground and they stand up and just kind of like they're like they look they've been there a hot minute. Like they don't look good. And then we're gonna pause because we're gonna get Will.
I'm gonna throw
We'll also
C4 in there. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I'll say we'll take a brief break so we can get him,
Okay.
and so I want to make sure this is set. But now,
Yeah.
we'll go. Well, let's go get our boy because he's been waiting a hot second. I'm so sorry it took that long.
Am I saved now?
Unfortunately, we called it.
Guns drawn.
Oh, we stole Hitler's car. Sad.
They found the Spear of Destiny, and they're all set for it.
Save some bucks.
From the
I'm out of
we opened an orphanage. God,
That's where all my
we also burned down the orphanage.
also where all of my managers went. See, this is just
That's just the way it's working. Yeah, exactly. All right. So now that you're here, you break through the door, stumble up, and like I said, for that brief moment, you just get that flashback. You get a bright flash of light. But when reality hits, it's dark, it's quiet, but you see two troops on either side of that double door pointing guns at you. And for that brief moment, you can see the U.S. troops. Go. Scene. Flash. And then the gun's going. Oh no! The gun's going. You know from your training that's a code for U.S. troops. So you need to say thunder, or you're going to get shot. Okay. Oh, I just remembered. I just remembered. Like, you might not know. Oh no! And Will's dead. All right, cool. Get out. Get the heck out. You'll leave. Thunder.
Start waving them back.
All right.
Start waving you through.
You see, like, so, and like, you see, there was one other guy with him, and then like, he's like, hey, we got people, and so like, you see, like, looks to be like 10 people, like, coming up, different camo, like different outfits. They look from different branches. They do not look in great shape. Like they've been here for a hot minute. Some of them look emaciated.
Yeah. Okay.
And they're just kind of all coming out. Like looks like a couple guys are carrying another guy up. And they're just like,
What's going on? Real quick, is there any other soldiers here? Any Germans? Any Krauts? Anywhere?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. Quiet, stay low. You got this, man.
I got it.
Follow me. I'm gonna start
So I'm basically covering.
We're gonna take them the exact same path back.
yeah, no, that's fine. So kind of going that route with it. So I posted it on the Facebook group.
Yeah, I
map.
saw that.
So you guys are in the top left side of the map at this manor. Like you look around and it looks to be this multi-story building. Looks to be a hotel, or once was. Looks to be under heavy fire. Looks to be a decent fortification. I mean, especially for the amount of time that you've been there, it would make sense being stuck in that cellar. So
Start stage whispering, stitches, incoming. Like as we.
and from where you were, you saw them come up and you saw that door open up. And you see like 10 people coming out, like just coming out from the cellar, all in different states of disarray or authentic combat damage.
Archie, what the hell did you do?
I didn't actually do anything this time.
I don't believe it. Son of a...
I don't believe it either.
Shit, what do we got?
And yeah, so
Dudes.
Dudes!
You got dudes over there. You got dudes.
Specifics, man. Injuries, come on!
Probably a couple.
And you see one guy that was carrying somebody come up, and he's like, we have 2 gunshot wounds, but they look to have been treated from the Germans. He's carrying somebody. He kind of like sets him down while somebody runs up and helps. And it's like everyone else has been bandaged, but they just did what needed to keep us alive.
It's a terrible job. What do you mean they've been bandaged?
They're Nazis. I don't know what to tell you.
Jesus.
So how long since you seen any of the Krauts?
They look back and they're like, and he kind of looks over him too. They were supposed to feed us like 3 hours ago, and it sounded like gunfire, things like that. And you see in that group there was a civilian that was also in it, and he goes, La Resistance! They finally showed up! And he's like, he keeps talking about it. They keep saying that there were some in the area. I mean, it would make sense, but after the gunfire, and it sounded like they were dragging people out, and like dragging people out from up there. But after that, we didn't hear anything, and that's when we finally decided to try and break out. But that was hours ago.
They seem to be caught off guard or something.
It would make sense that's their MO, at least for them, because they say they strike through. But other than that, we don't know. Like we just broke. We just decided to risk it and break out.
And I trust we're on the other side of this hedge right now.
Yeah, You guys are on the other side, back where him and Rodriguez and Johnson were sitting. And they're kind of going through too and checking on people, making sure everything's good.
Soldier, what's your name?
Duke Fitzgerald.
All right, Ben.
Archie.
Just call me Stitches.
You want to lead the rest of those back up? We got a rally point about a click north of here.
You see the bigger guys just like Rodriguez calls in and lets them know that you guys found people. He comes back up and he goes, at least he's like, sorry, at least with what headquarters is saying, they want some of us to go take some of the troops. They said anybody that's willing and able stay and help finish the operation. And so he's just like, basically what he's saying is he's going to give him his the extra radio equipment he has.
Nice.
And he's going to go and follow the group of injured troops.
Well, while Rodriguez is calling in, I'd like for him to know, I'm treating your grid on here as an actual grid.
Yeah.
So the flat can would be H3.
Yes. I didn't have anything on there, but that's what I was going to say in terms of like easy checking.
So it'd be H3. I want to pinpoint that flat cannon so they are aware.
Yeah.
And that when they are ready to hit it, they know exactly where to precisely.
You tell him that, so when he was calling everything, he comes back and he's like, they've given authorization to destroy the target or neutralize. They said if you want to do it now you can, or they advise as long as it's gone, but by the time you guys exfil, because he's like, that obviously might wake some people up. But they said, yeah, no, you're authorized.
Does Frenchie speak English?
None of you speak French.
Damn it.
Yeah, I will say you speak German, and you speak German, Bartlett, but nobody else does. So you have 2 German speakers, but no French speakers.
Ich maldito
Ich habe keine Beine.
Duke, welcome to the squad.
So Rodriguez dropped. So like your class gear, that's what you have, and he gives you the extra equipment for it. And you see him kind of sling a rifle up, and him and then that guy that was helping you break in, he's going to lead the wounded to the second evac point, which they tell you there's an evac point that all the prisoners are going to, and they're providing the support fire. So for your calling in anything, that's where they're going to be firing from, which is just like another click north of here.
Okay.
So right now you just have mortar support.
Okay.
Until radio tells you otherwise, you just have the mortar options. Okay.
Gotcha.
Do we still have Johnson with us?
Yes, Johnson is still staying. So
Does
Johnson
he
is there.
speak French?
He does not.
You best believe I'm gonna shout that.
So yeah, no, Johnson does not. Johnson is a rifleman. He's a rookie greenhorn rifleman.
So Johnson is staying. Rodriguez is going.
Rodriguez is going. Radio Rodriguez is going. He's leaving, but
All right, well, we want
Duke will be here.
Rodriguez, give us what you can before you head out.
He did. He gave it to Duke.
Everything cool.
You see him kind of loading up. Other than that, though, I mean, obviously there wasn't enough firearms. They're not going to take any from you guys. So, like, just the 2 troops basically are armed, and they're going to escort them along the hedgerows.
Can we retcon a little bit and just say as we were heading back, we take that rifle off the sandbag
Yeah,
and give it to one of the guys?
There's damage though.
you grab it, the barrel's bent, and it looks to have been like disengaged, like the firing pin's taken out.
Oh, okay.
Like it's like a broken KAR-98 like bolt action that just is missing a bunch of. It looks to have just been part of the decoy, like that setup. But I mean, like you can still give it to him. Obviously, like I mean, hey, that still hurt like heck hitting somebody, and also nobody's going to question if a rifle works if it's pointed at you. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Anything might help. But you do know that like there was nothing on this walk from here to that other to the evac point, so you're very confident that they're going to be safe. But yeah, and then I will say too, also before he passes the radio off to Duke, that Rodriguez does alert Zeus fire team that they're sending people up, so that they know. But yeah, so you have your troops, you have that set now, and you guys are standing on the opposite side. There's still the building. I will say, since that happened, no noise has happened inside the building. No changes. The light is still kind of flickering inside, like the lantern. The dimly lit lanterns are still flickering in the building. But other than that, like, obviously you guys haven't gone in, so you don't know what's going on in there.
Anybody looking in there, checking it out?
No, I'm starting to think this place is empty.
None of them said. I would say none of the other prisoners, and you didn't know either, if they had other spots in the building where prisoners were. So I will say you did share that with them, that you knew that there were other prisoners in the area, or like there, but you don't know if they were in the building in different spots, because you've heard such a variety.
We gotta look. We gotta
let's
look. There's no way we cannot look.
So at least he did made sure to stress that, like, they knew that there were other prisoners in town and in the area, but they were never told anything.
All right. Yeah, let's clear the building.
And that's how you were able to share it, because you knew German.
wanna do the
That's
same.
why. That's why you know German.
Gotcha.
Okay. Did you hear anything in the last 3 days? Because it's supposed to feed about 3 days ago. Have you heard any sort of noise?
3 hours.
Oh, 3 hours.
Yeah, he's been fed regularly every day, but it was 3 hours late, and then all this stuff happened.
In the last 3 hours that you guys have been banging around, has anyone come to look on you? Has anyone come to check on you? Or have you heard anything else outside of where you were?
Yeah, because they don't know what.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
just want to make sure that they heard like no shuffling or anything. Okay.
This is why we
Nothing.
split the party when we did this, so.
Yeah, nothing. All right, nothing for a while. I gotta admit, I dozed for a moment, but like, really,
Do you
nothing.
think we need to do it sneaky or just go in and check?
I think go in and check. I think we're okay, but that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, now, right next to those double doors that they busted out of, there was a door. There was one singular door, just like a basic back entrance to the building, and there was a window with one of the, you could tell, like, lanterns was flickering in that room.
Okay.
So that would be the closest entrance. You don't see another door on the back side of this manor.
Okay.
So, is that the one that you guys want to go towards?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's go, gents.
Okay.
Grease gun out.
Cool. And so, I mean, just because you're telling me you're not going to be stealthy, realistically, you're still like, you're still taking care. Stealth is taking extra. Yeah, stealth is taking extra caution. It's not like you're
We're
just
not
like,
gonna bang around and shout.
you're going to be jump hopping there. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Realistically, I know like you're still taking care, but it's not like it's your main focus.
Yep, he did.
So,
As we're moving around the building, can I like try and get an eye on the windows and see if I can see anything inside?
yeah. Well, I was gonna say there's the window that's right next to the building, and there's a couple other ones, but they're like higher, like on the wall, so you could look in, but you can't really like look into the room itself.
Right.
I will say further along the eastern side of the building, there are windows, but you can just see plants. And with the way the windows are set up, it looks like it might be a green room. On the second floor, they look to be mostly boarded, except for like those little murder slits where they could stick a rifle through or fire out of. All the other windows seem to have been barricaded or boarded, and ones that don't seem to have any tactical importance have been fully boarded. So like there's no gaps whatsoever other than like little tiny slits for them to look through, like not even to fire out of.
I don't think we should put out any candles. Don't obstruct any views. Make it look like it's how they set it up.
Yeah, it's just make sure
Shouldn't
there's nobody
change
here.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say too, like when you guys approach that door, there's still no noise. You still, other than the background of fighting elsewhere and like some crickets that are being brave enough to chirp during all of this, there's nothing. You're not hearing any footsteps coming from inside. Nothing. No noise.
He's I assume you're in the front clearing, and I would say Johnson too, since he has the trench gun.
Mm-hmm.
Can I try and scavenge any broken glass, nails, tin cans,
Yeah.
anything like that?
I'll say you definitely can.
I have a 6 and a 1 and a 5 because I have a 3.
I'll even say too that from outside, you were able to even. You found like a leather pouch, and you were able to like a good container to get some stuff in. So you have some good shrapnel items to
We're
make.
making bombs, baby.
But yeah, so you guys stack up on the door, and yeah, Johnson obviously was going to be point with the trench gun for it. So are you guys ready to go in?
Yep.
Okay. Do you want him to breach or just Like,
I'm just gonna try, oh yeah, opening the door. Not breach, just,
okay, yeah. So you guys kind of give him a little signal to go, and yeah, he goes for the handle, and it's like already kind of open. So he just uses the barrel of the gun and just pushes it open, and just creaks open. Some of that light from outside just kind of finally comes into the room. If you can flip over number 2 for me. There you go. So you guys, the very towards west, that little entrance that's up on the top, you see what appears to be a dining room. A large table, once finely polished, ruined by cigarette burns, knives stuck into it, and German graffiti all over this big wooden table. That window, that it's to the right of the door, so closer to me, there appears to be a little table. That does have a lantern, but you also see shell casings littering by that table, what appears to have been a firing position for a machine gun, with also a very large blood splatter on the ground. I will say for you, you don't even have to roll medical. I mean, it does look to have been a gunshot wound from like the blood hit. Like you've seen this a lot. A combination of like blood splatter from gunshot and also maybe a stab wound. But it definitely hit something important because you see blood splatter at the base of the table. The lantern's on the ground, knocked over, but still lit, providing the light for the room. And you also see it looked like the person dragged into the next room. There's another door right there that's closer to me. The door is closed, but it looked to have gone that way. So it looks like the person may have gotten hit and tried to get down and crawl away. Other than that, let me make sure I'm not missing anything. But it does look to have been where a rear guard was stationed, especially with the way the setup is. You see an empty ammo container and empty belts. So like this was a machine gun spot. Probably the one that was watching that dummy decoy out there. So, which I'll say for you, you definitely know like this was MG42 casings. Like this was a nasty setup. Like it would have been bad if guards were there. But other than that, like you hear a little bit of noise coming from the other room with the partial open door, but still silent.
all right. It's in there.
And you do also smell, other than that coppery tinge of blood that's in the room, you can definitely smell like shots were fired in here, like that gunpowder smell just hanging in the air. But you do also smell like something was like cooked, like food was cooked recently, not knowing anything else with that. So,
All right. Then we will deliberately stealthy go through that door.
into number 3.
Yep.
Flip 3, please. You open the door for it. Looks to be a kitchen. That's kind of where the smell was coming out of. There's a fireplace on the very south side with a large butcher block square table in the middle of the room. More shell casings line on that northwestern side. Yeah, like right up there. As well as another pool of blood on the opposite side. That square that's on the top right side is a lantern. But it appears too with these other lanterns in here. Like kind of I mentioned before, this building does have power, but with these lanterns set up, you think that maybe it's lost it some time ago, and they've just been using that to supplement it. And the fireplace in the kitchen that's on the very south is still going. It's dimly lit, but it's still going. As well as to the right of it, there is a oven, looked to be where the heat is coming off of, and something has just been boiling. But it looks like it's been boiling over, like it was water or something, like somebody was preparing to make food. There are some plates, stacks of stuff in different array, and there's also a sink that's just filled with dirty dishes, things of that nature. Like not a lot of care was put into this area in terms of upkeep. And there's another door to the south of it as well. Yeah, so there's that one, and there's the other one back up in 2.
Are those doors or doorways?
Doors.
Okay.
Those are doors, and they're closed right now.
Gotcha.
Also, same thing. You still don't pick up any sounds. There's no sounds of, like, other than inside, there's just that eerie stillness.
I thought we had heard something in here.
That was the boiling water. My apologies.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But that was just, other than that, there's just nothing. Like,
What was for dinner?
well, you go over to the
That
water.
would be for dinner.
It looks like it was water, and the stuff that was prepared was going to be stew. Like there was chopped up vegetables, like chopped up carrots, things of that nature. Some chunks of like meat. But other than that, that's it. Looks like just regular beef or something of those lines. But
The
yeah.
other door in the dining room.
Mm-hmm.
Can I peer under it?
Yeah, you can try. Like I was gonna say, roll me perception, because I was gonna say like they're
3, 2, 6.
you're able to look down and see, and there's some light coming from looks to be the offside for it. The floor does appear to be like this tile. Other than that, though, you do also see some more blood.
That's what I was looking for.
That looks, that looks to be following in that way. So,
Is there anything in the kitchen or dining room that you could just grab it like a quick bite, because he is 3 hours past his last meal?
well, like I said, you see chopped up vegetables. There's some there's some things that were there, like to be stocked to feed the troops that are there. So yeah, you immediately grab some.
Too loud. Not the carrots, the raw carrots.
The kitchen setup to appears to be handling large meals. The Nazis left this mostly intact as they made whoever just kind of cook whenever they could for everybody else. There's a variety of knives, cleavers, and other makeshift weapons that are available that you guys notice if you want, but they're obviously just like melee, like makeshift at best. Other than that, though, like I said, the sink and some of the other things appears to have been days that they've been left in, so not a lot of care has been taken in this room. It just kind of looked like an as-use area.
Is there anyone else in the dining room area with me?
You'll see if you want to use your figures to figure out where you guys are in the rooms. It's almost like this was made for it.
I'm gonna pick up knives and
This bazooka for the fireplace.
We need Johnson too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hold on.
Can we make him a red guy that we know?
I was gonna do him.
That seems appropriate.
Yeah. The Nazis are green.
He took Rodriguez's red shirt.
The Nazis are gray. So
I'm going to say the Nazis are green, we're green.
no. Never.
Twice to the century.
I'm just gonna point my bazooka towards this bay window over there across the room.
That's Johnson.
Where is he?
Let's put him with you. That way you guys.
Well, no, I was gonna say, he was taking the charge of whatever room he was in.
okay.
He is the
Yeah,
French
so he's
room.
probably in here.
Yeah.
We'll let him go first anyway.
So
Move over to the kitchen door. Quietly just sign that there's some blood. Moves off into this other room.
okay. So say if you want to move into a room, you flip me a tile.
So we're doing 1A now?
Yep. Oh, well.
Say there's one in 1A and there's one in
I think you
1C.
saw the blood here, right?
Yeah, you saw the blood.
Okay.
You saw the blood on the opposite of that side. So yeah, if you want to move him and Johnson, Johnson's been opening.
I'll
Yeah,
go first.
Yeah.
and Johnson will follow up with the rear.
I'm probably like standing here, just sort of keeping it
I'll stay with,
Yeah. All right. So flip that tile.
still eating.
So it looks to be, you can actually flip all of the ones, because when you go in, it
All
looks to be, it's all connected for it.
Giant
Okay, and
room.
before we move characters in, let me grab a shot.
Show off my terrible art design.
This is really good, actually.
Yeah, it is.
I usually just do like
This one's
lines.
here.
So on both of those sides, those are destroyed stairwells. The manor opens up into a wide two-story ballroom. There's a grand chandelier hanging above. This is also in just a state of disarray. The chandelier is barely hanging on. It's in pieces. It looked to have been artillery fire or mortar strikes that have gone through the ceiling. So it's almost like a night sky with the amount of like little lights that are peering through these holes. And there are large pieces of the archways that were up above that have fallen through, and that's what the rubble is. So you think that either they climbed outside to go upstairs, or they just left the light up there as just a decoy, because it looks like nothing was happening upstairs, because there was a lot of patches of roof missing, and things of that nature, so it doesn't seem like there's anything going on up there. But in this room, the floor itself has this very once elaborate tile that was in this very nice design, but now it's been shattered and cracked and splintered in a ton of different positions, kind of ruining what it once was. In the middle, it looks to be a makeshift little HQ. Several tables are set up in different layouts. Crates appears to have ammo, different things of that nature that are in there too. And there is a large table, and that's in the top right, toward over by west, that appeared to be a map, the same map of the area that you guys have, just looked to have been drawn, like done from, I guess, the Germans. And that does map out where they do have mines placed. Yeah.
Yeah, you did a really good job with that dry erase marker.
They do have the mines placed as well. So now you guys know exactly where they have mines placed. That was where they have them dug, which was exactly where those photos were taken. So on the west side and the south side of those fields. But they don't look to be in any path. They just look to have been a deterrent if somebody was going to try to go through the hedgerows.
Okay.
Just as another precaution for them. You do see tons of paperwork and files all in German, with what you two can kind of see just checking on them. Just seems to appear like upkeep, like delivery notices. Doesn't really seem of any military importance.
But from where?
Different places. I'll say it shows different locations. Some have been captured locations that you guys have already retaken, and others already show that they've retreated to other areas. So you can store that to give back to HQ.
Yeah, just because even though to me that sounds like supply depots or I mean we're not intelligence men. It's better for the higher ups to sort out names and places than for us to grab.
Yeah.
I got a lot of bomb stuff. If you don't mind carrying papers, dishes.
But you can also see a lot of this area too is just covered with like plaster dust from strafing runs and from the mortar strikes too. So you're kind of also brushing stuff off to see. Also at that table with the map, more shell casings. On that spot, and they're also kind of scattered around in the middle area too. So like somebody fired, and then also a scuffle happened where they kicked them around. So they're all just in kind of random spots.
I say, do we find the source of the blood?
Where's the blood?
You see the blood drag over to that door, which looked to be a boarded up door. And from the outside, it didn't look like a door. So it looks like it was either like a server entrance, like where they flip open like a window to do it. And you do see the blood looks like it was hit and then pulled out of that window. So like the person was crawling to get out.
And this is the window out.
That is a window that goes out, yeah.
Okay.
So, sorry, I made it look like a door, but I was like, that's just hastily did.
Can I see out of that window?
Yeah, you can see. It's just the back patio that's attached. It looked to have been a server spot for waiters and stuff to come and grab stuff from either the kitchen or something on those lines. I kind of hastily did it because I had a really crappy red marker, but I kind of tried doing a red blood trail. Yeah. It didn't turn out too well. Some markers just suck, guys. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, other than that, there's those other tables itself, and then you do see three other rooms, three other doors.
We're gonna say that
and there's a grand front double door entrance that's right there too. Just this big stone archway that has it, but it's closed. And you also see that it is chained closed. So it's just maybe they weren't trying to use the front door, or they wanted to keep it closed. But it looks like it's been there for a hot minute because the chain does have some of that plaster dust too from the bombing.
I'm going to make sure that Ben knows that the blood is going out this window, and then I'm going to go to the paperwork and start just moving it
just
into
getting
my
it together.
bag.
Yeah, no, that's
I'm gonna
perfect.
try and take whatever any ammunition.
Yeah, if you guys all want to roll perception checks, just so you can kind of check and see. Because you don't see any weapons, but you do see ammo containers. What was it?
4 or 5.
Would it be perception or scavenge for me?
I would say for you, because you have the ability to scavenge, I'd say you could do scavenge roll.
Do you want me to re-roll or just add a third die?
You can add a third. It's up to you, actually. If you want to add it or re-roll
Two
those.
5s and a 4.
Okay, and then 1 and a 4.
654.
654. Okay. So you guys found, like I said, you found some documents. You guys found the map itself. I will say with some of those crates, you found a box of unused stick handle grenades, German stick handle grenades. So I'll say it had 6, so it had a line of 2, 2, 2, and it looked like it still has all of the the shredded like wood carvings as like the popcorn, the peanuts in there just to keep them safe. But they're in its own little container and like a ammo container that you can lock or like seal.
Okay.
So 6 stick handle grenades in a box. in an ammo tin. And you do see some other
granate.
yeah,
steel
hand grenade, which is the same stats as the fragmentation grenade that you guys have. And like you do see like other boxes of German ammunition, so like 5.5, you know, like the standard stuff for like KR-98s, basic bolt action rifle stuff. You know that it won't really, it doesn't really work on your guys' stuff. But if you do find some German weapons, maybe, you know, you could use that to help arm some of the prisoners you guys find potentially. But yeah, so other than that, there's some rations, boxes of rations, things of that nature. Nothing else of importance right now to you guys that you guys can see, other than potentially using to arm some prisoners if you know, like if you send them back up this way or something of those lines. But
here's grenades. Good luck.
Yeah, here's a grenade. Hey, I mean, it's better. Was it Russian conscripts? You get bullets, you get a gun.
Yeah.
You get bullets, you get a gun. You better stick with a gun, buddy. Yeah, that's it. Good luck. You got your gun. You have your gun, buddy. Yeah. But yeah, no. Other than that, that's kind of what you guys gather from it. I will say too, Duke, you do find. I'll say you find a German med kit.
Oh, okay.
Because you rolled pretty good for it. So it looked to be intact. I mean, all the instructions are in German, but like you're messing around with it, and you can tell like hey, the bandages and things. So you can add a med kit to your inventory. Yeah.
In German. I don't know how to use it.
I don't know what it does.
I probably would grab that and I'd look over at Stitch.
He would immediately be like, "Oh yeah, no, it's a med kit." But yeah.
I'd probably be like, I assume you're the medic of the group then. Your name's Stitches.
Yeah.
I would say
He's the comedian. I'll patch you.
And you do, yeah, because I'll leave you in stitches. You do also, like, remember too, like, you guys can also use it in the event that he's not able to help.
True.
But you also do have your own bandages and things of that nature too.
Okay.
So
If there's anything other than like the standard with the morphine and everything, if there's other vials of stuff there, we will tell you what is on there though, because we don't want you thinking you're giving morphine. And you're
like you'll look and see, and like I will say, because sometimes like their like the shapes of their containers are different than like the U.S. ones, obviously. So you know, like but you can still also like a little vial of morphine. Still, you could look inside and gauge that it's the same. I would say that because of the language barrier, you're still able to rifle out all the important stuff. And in game, this would count as a refill, like an ammo refill, but for your medic supplies.
I gave him morphine. That was aloe vera. She injected aloe vera.
Shot him up. Trust me. I know morphine and aloe vera, Archie. This is ibuprofen.
The difference between something blown up and something not. Stitches.
My gunshot still hurts, but I don't feel my sunburn anymore.
Sunburn is the least in your words.
Other than that, you guys, like I said, there's not much else. There's not much else in this room. There's still the 3 other doors that are closed. But that's what you guys see right now.
I would say real quick first, Duke would notice all the shell casing and just sort of ask like, did you guys engage them or?
Which that does raise a good point. These shell casings are all different calibers, so like you can tell like there was a shootout in here. Different sizes, pistol, assault rifle, like just different calibers, kind of all over the place. That was the same thing in the kitchen too. That wasn't light machine gun. That was small arms fire. So like, it looks like a shootout happened in here.
Any other obvious blood?
Not right now. At the map, so at the map table, that blood that was taken and dragged through, the pool of blood in the kitchen, and then the pool of blood in the dining room. But that also.
Did you look out the window at the ground, see if there's a body or anything?
There was no blood after when he looked outside.
Okay.
No, you could see it come out over, and then that was it. So either he had no more blood, or it just somehow disappeared.
Dead.
Yeah, but it's also gravel that's right there. So like,
he could have been carried.
Yeah, true. You don't know.
Did you guys have a shootout?
No, we didn't. This is somebody else.
Not here. No.
Somebody else absolutely took these guys out within probably the last 3 hours then.
We feel the resistance might be in town, so maybe it's Van.
I'm worried about no blood out that window, though. I can tell you with that kind of wound,
It's ghosts.
there was going to be something.
Well, where could it have gone?
This place does. I will say the all-around aesthetic of this place is old spooky. Peeling wallpaper. This used to be a once grand hotel, at least with what you could tell, and it is a shadow of its former self. Not maybe because of this war that it's in, but also like it looked to have been old before this happened.
I say we shock and awe and we go through all 3 doors at the same time.
That sounds like a smart plan.
You know what? I love that. I love that idea. I'm always for that.
I'm ignoring the DM.
I don't know what you're talking about. My name's Johnson. I'm just the guy that's over here. I have no connection to this DM.
Johnson, you good? Good, Johnson? Okay.
I like this idea.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna pull out my pistol.
I don't have much. I'll follow somebody.
Football
Three, flip, two, flip. There.
Okay.
Take those pieces.
Take some pictures.
Boom, boom, boom.
All right, I'll go from the top first.
Let me take pictures.
You good?
Let me.
I was gonna say I'll go from the top first.
You're like a proud mom.
Well, it's just because, like, since we're being so visual with it.
That's the and I mean I'll also share those images of all the maps that I made too, so you can use the actual maps that I made.
I copied the one that you sent to the group, so I have that one.
Yeah, good, because I would say, like, I unfortunately wasn't able to 100% recreate the map of here. I did pretty close. What? Jesus bad?
No, that's amazing.
Okay. I was gonna say, I tried to recreate it as best as I could.
Jeremy, give me
That's
that.
fantastic.
And I did have a second floor, but it mostly didn't have anything.
Tony. Okay.
Yeah, thanks, man. I told you, I'm better with words than writing, like with drawing. I'm not artistic.
They're still insane.
But unless it's digital. With digital, then yeah, that's my world. But yeah, so we'll go from the top. Greenhouse. Different kinds of plants, different states. There wasn't any blood or anything. There was no trail that went in. Looked to be mostly untouched. I mean, just a variety of different plants, bushes, flowers. They kind of match with some of the ones that were outside, so you can just tell, like, maybe they just grew some of them here and then moved them out. But it's just a pretty green room. But nothing in there. There's no.
We realize it's green, but what about the ring?
Trick mine. Boom! You blew up, you fool. Next one. The bigger square. What number was that one? That one's 4.
This one's
yeah, that's
5.
I thought. No, it's the parlor.
No, that's not 5.
Yeah, that one's 5. I gotta say, that's the office. Once a smoking parlor, the smell of brandy and cigars still lingers in the air. Above the fireplace rests an old portrait of a gray-haired man with a stern stare. Though no one is quite sure who it is. Other than that, there's really nothing else of note. Like, there's no shell casings. Doesn't appear to have been anything where the firefight happened itself. I will say, though, that the fireplace is lit, but it is extremely dim. So, like, maybe they were in here. Yeah, it just hasn't been fed for some time, but it's almost dead. There's no papers. There are books, but you can tell, like, this was, like, they're still covered just in normal dust, not plaster or anything. So, like, it just seems to be a normal parlor itself, with nothing at sight. The bottom one, though, the office, it looked to have been the office of whoever was in charge of the hotel. Especially before the occupation. Now you can definitely tell that high command or whoever was in charge of this base of operations used this. You see hastily attempted to destroy documents that were grabbed and thrown into the fire. You can try, because the fire appears to be out. There seems to be some documents still in that are, like, slightly charred.
Quickly moving.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to go and try and grab whatever I can. It kind of burns be damned, because I want to try and...
No, you good. I wouldn't...
What I'm here for.
If you want to roll scavenge, because I would say, like, that, that's kind of a strong suit.
Should I expend a risk die on that?
Up to you.
I should have 4, 2, and 1.
You go in and you're able to grab some things. They are in parts. Like, there are still some, like, snippets that look to be movement patterns or, like, positions of where they were. I will also see that with that roll, you were able to pull out a part that shows that half track was finished, repaired. So that MG42 half track is operational. But it doesn't. None of the documents that you were able to pull out had dates, so you don't know how current the information is. Same thing with the half track. You are not sure if that actually meant that it's now fixed or if this was months before. So the documents that you were able to see from the table all the way to the fire, there was still some important documents that you know that HQ will be very interested in to see. You can have lists. You can have lists of some of the prisoners that were captured and things that they said. So obviously, like, it looked like they were trying to get rid of it so that anybody didn't know what they knew.
Anything about other prisoner locations?
You do not see any.
But you did say that there was a list of prisoners?
There was a list of prisoners,
How many?
prisoners on there. You picked up, there were 11.
11
at
total?
this building.
And missing one. We got a body that's missing.
Other than that, you do not know.
There's nobody else down with you?
I don't think so.
No, I would say you didn't see anybody dead down in the cellar. Like,
How did
from your time down there, you knew that if somebody died, they would come down and drag them up and like take them out. But nobody, from your period that you were in there, nobody died.
How did they get you? Did they get you to that outside door, or was there an inner way they got? Like when they brought you meals and stuff? Was it through those outer doors?
They would open the cellar doors and
Okay.
basically give them they would give a batch of food, like a big pot.
We really didn't.
And then, no, you're fine. I say you guys didn't
We
check
stayed
it
in our
out.
room.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say just for sake of saving time, it was a cellar.
Okay.
It was a wine cellar.
Yeah.
One entrance down, one light bulb. The walls were all just racks of wine bottles, and then there was like a couple tables just for like wine tasting. But then they laid down hay for the prisoners to lay on. Like that's it.
Look
And it was like
around.
a ground floor. It wasn't even like cement or anything.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm gonna look around this room. Is there anything else of note?
There were some books. They looked to have been pulled from the bookshelves themselves. Nothing of military importance.
Something to read, probably.
Yeah, there was like a book on the building itself, which was the Montaigne. That's all it was referred to as, the hotel. That's also for the owner. His name is Derek Fontaine, or Derek. Him and his family were the current owners until the occupation. So that's kind of all you see. Obviously, it doesn't state about any of the status of him or his family. But like the German papers itself, like I said, it was kind of like a scatter shot on movements that have happened before the retreat, before it. You can even see one of the documents where they show that they have been confirmed that they knew the U.S. armor was coming. So you could see that they even state that they left behind 3 squads, not 2, of German troopers. And so that at least is, which for your guys' knowledge, anytime that HQ or something gives you anything,
Grain of salt.
exactly, you're not 100% sure. Things can obviously change even in a day. So the fact that they were still pretty close kind of astonishes you guys. There was no documentation on the flak, so you don't know when that got here or how soon that was or anything of that nature. But that's kind of the extent of it so far.
I dig trenches. How fresh does this dirt look like it was dug up?
Where? Outside? Like,
at the flag.
Very recent.
Yeah, so-
That's what I was saying before. The sandbags look new.
Yeah.
So, like, this looks to have just been a recent addition. But that's why I was stating you don't see any documentation stating the delivery of the flax. So you don't know anything else that kind of matches with that. I will say, though, because you were looking into the documents, you do see a note about an upcoming prisoner exchange. It's actually supposed to be happening tonight at some point at Langolier Farm. But
We're missing a body.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry. You show it to them because you don't know German. They relay it to you. I keep forgetting about that. You guys see a farmer and his farmhands found what appeared to be a U.S. paratrooper. They are taking care of him, but they want to exchange for food, because that's obviously the Nazis are in charge of this area and they're occupied, so they're wanting to grease the wheels, so to speak, because the Nazis themselves have been taking some of their crops to take care of their own troops.
Okay.
So they're trying to barter for this prisoner.
So are you relaying this to me? I'm gonna grab some of the rations that were back there. Something feels wrong here, gents.
Well, we got another guy. Supposedly, we were told to get everybody.
Yeah, you still don't see.
As
You
far
still
as
don't
I'm
see any other
concerned,
notes.
We got at least one more.
Something also, there's also some stuff that refers to the town itself of La Bellage, so obviously, and from where you guys were, you can see there was this large, on the map, there's a large driving port, parking port for vehicles, big circle, and then it goes down this hill, and then down that hill is the village itself. So you guys can see there too.
Check out the
It's
village. I
definitely-
mean, if these guys came from the village, then.
and they would be able to
they're all
also
clear.
they would also be able to point you probably where that farm is.
Yeah.
So
We need to get to this farm. Grab some extra food. Maybe we can make this exchange ourselves.
Yeah.
okay. I would say other than that, like you can tell from at least Bartlett, you can tell the stairs aren't structurally sound. You don't think the second floor or further up is structurally sound. So you don't really have you don't feel
Don't
like
take the stairs.
Yeah, let's say. And from what you guys have seen too, there's a lot of crushed in roof, things of that nature. So the upstairs probably wasn't used at all. Maybe at one point as like a sniper's nest or someplace to get like a higher point of view.
Mm-hmm.
But from the damage that's been recent seen and no signs of combat or anything from higher up, you don't really gauge that there's going to be anything of use up there. So
let's move out. You want to rig that flak to go?
Yeah, should I rig it or should I? Because we called in the coordinates, and the mortar team can hit it.
Well, that's true.
But what I'm thinking is that there's mines, right?
there's mines.
South and
You
west.
can actually, I made it to where you can actually see them on the map.
Those bright glowing spots.
And on the field, they are slightly different colored because instead of grass, I changed them to
Like a dirt?
Yep. So they're little circles.
Oh, you're smart. Look at you.
And not only that, we found a map.
Yeah, and the map corroborates with it. So I will. That also means in game, I'll let you guys know, like if you guys are moving, the road itself that goes down to town, no mines whatsoever. It's just if you were going to go through the hedgerows, like south, like past the hedge maze, and then go through the hedgerows, then you would hit a minefield, or to the left of the hedge maze, also had the minefield as well. So like, as long as you guys were sticking to the road, there was no mines. It was basically to stop people, like infantry, from flanking from the west and from the south.
I would like to actually.
You do not have a minesweeper. I mean, you do see the positions, but
I can make it really bad for the Germans if they try and flee.
Yeah, but you could also make it real bad for us if you don't.
Chance is 1 in 6. It's a 1 in 6.
and a minefield if one goes off. You don't know how hastily those were put together, so they might not be spaced. They might not be spaced far enough.
All right, okay.
As much as I love the idea of you trying to disarm mines or move live mines.
On the road.
We don't have time for that right now.
town.
Yeah.
I can just explode. I can just go in a mortar strike. Just.
Well, remember,
It's too much noise.
you guys haven't made a lot of noise. The most noise you guys have made is him breaking out. No gunshots have happened, which, especially, I'll say for all of you guys' training, especially with this farmland, gunshots are going to ring.
Yep.
So,
Final
and
video
you,
games, there's a treasure in the middle of that maze.
and you guys, I'll also say too, like, you guys are aware too, like, obviously even with this other gunfire that's happening in the distance, like, you have a very fair assumption that these well-trained paratroopers can detect distant gunfire or, hey, like, this was right over here.
Yep.
So, like, yeah, at least letting you guys know. But, so, what's the plan?
I think let's head to the village. Take the road.
Move out.
Okay. So you guys head out over there, and I'll say too, like, you still see that encampment with the Flak 88. Nothing's changed with that, obviously.
Was it loaded?
You don't know. You didn't go near it. You guys just kind of hide it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna waste.
So I would say, I mean, obviously when you guys come back for exfil, you can check it out, like, or if you're going to want to destroy it or whatever, you just go that
Why
route.
would you leave a dummy house but a fully armed flak cannon?
I don't think
Well, there was recent troops here.
Because they were attacked.
Yeah, and the recent setup of the fortifications, like, it looked to have been at least some place.
I keep
3 days.
I keep thinking Dave.
That's my fault.
So yeah, you guys hit this, and this it's just a gravel road, gravel path. As you guys start making your way down, obviously you're not just walking straight down the middle of the road.
Right.
You're following along because there's a slight little divot or slight little dip on the side. And you guys start making your way into town. We'll take a small break here right before we walk into town, if that works for you guys.
That works.
Okay. All right. So, the flatlands surrounding La Bellage, as you guys are kind of descending down the hill, because you can get a good view of the area. It's just dominated by high cornfields, which you guys also, like, if it ever comes down to it, that's perfect cover for you guys. So like, you kind of take note of it. Also, going down the slope, you can look over the hedge that's kind of going down with it, and you can see that patch where the minefield is. They have the little square stake driven in to kind of mark the area, written in German that shows minefield. So that kind of matches with it too. So you know, like, that area is just no go. From the view from where you guys are also seeing this town is just classic European, like this, the style, the architecture looks to have been here for a very long time. Beige stucco, red shingled roofs. The front half or the western half of the town looks to be in relatively good shape. You know, some gargoyles or some like things are knocked down just from either tussle or German occupation. The rear, as you guys are like starting to come into town proper, you can tell the rear's been shelled to hell. Several buildings are destroyed, flattened, just rubble now. It's definitely taken its brunt. Looked to be partially like a destroyed church, a grain silo, things of that nature. So it's definitely seen better days. I will say too, as you guys kind of come down to that like entrance, the mouth of the town, you do see a couple people actually waiting down there for you guys, and you see one of the, look to be the civilians, one of the civilian prisoners, standing there with them. Like they look happy to see you guys. So like, which you guys have experienced before, like liberating others, like some other small towns, like I would say even Duke, like you guys have come through towns and people have just been super, I mean, like you're freeing them from Germans, so like they're ecstatic. But yeah, you see a couple people, looks to be a 4-man, a woman, and they're kind of talking to each other, and they do see you guys, but it looks like that because the prisoner told them like, hey, somebody's saving us. So he's there too, just to kind of like ease you, I guess, from looks. But they seem very happy. None of them are armed, and one of them actually is holding like flowers.
As we're approaching, before we get there, remember, gents, these guys were about to do a prisoner exchange for some food. We are not safe.
Yeah, so keep our eyes about us, looking around for, beyond, but we'll approach as if we're friendly. I'm aiming at you, ma'am.
Are the flowers changing colors by any chance?
No.
Oh,
Sorry.
boy.
Roll for perception. Aneurysm. Sorry.
Quick. Changing colors every time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, like they do see you guys coming. Yeah, I was gonna say they do see you. At least one of the gentlemen, he looks to have kind of like have overalls on. He comes up and he's, hello, hey, we're so glad to have you guys here. And he kind of points back and he's like, Gene back here, he said you guys saved him?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Is it
the hotel up there?
Are the rest of you guys up there, or are we going to be liberated?
What's the situation here in town? What's going on?
We've had. You see him like, and you see the other people are just kind of standing there, like they're really happy to see you guys. You see one big burly, looks like a farmhand, like he just has rough rancher gloves in his back pocket. He actually, like, the woman hands him the flowers and hands it to you. He's just speaking French. But he's handing it to you, like thanking you, like shaking your hand. He's super appreciative. You can tell from it. The man you were talking to, we've been occupied for some time. Just recently, we've had bombing runs on the town, and then everybody up and left. They bombarded half of the town. We don't know if they had us squared in, but they bombarded our east side where we were all sheltered for the most part, and where our food stores were. And after that, they've been gone. We know of like some troops that are still patrolling the area. And he, like, you see him like trying to he was trying to say the word, but he's like, I can't pronounce it. But they were paratroopers, and they come through here quite regularly because they want to make sure that
no other U.S. troops have arrived yet, but they said that Americans were coming with tanks, and that's all we know.
How long ago did they take off?
The bulk of the troops left days ago, but I mean, there's still a patrol, and he pulls out his he has his own map of town, and you can see he has the buildings marked as he looks to be an official or looks to be somebody of standing in town, but he looks and he's they're normally down in the town square. That's where they have a half track parked usually. It just left on its nightly run, but we don't. They usually keep it there, so I don't know where it's going.
So you said nightly run? Where's it go?
It goes along the countryside. They do a patrol route. It'll be back. It's usually an hour long. And so
How long ago to leave?
2 hours ago.
Mine sound great.
Yeah, 2 hours ago. So
it's due back and it ain't here.
Well, it normally stays for the night. So we don't know why. It does a patrol in the morning and a patrol before dusk.
You know what direction it heads out of town?
It heads out southeast. It hits down, and I think there's this road that goes down, and then it goes to the east. It goes down that way, and then it comes back from just northeast because it does. There's a big loop of different farmlands. They've just pretty much been here taking all of our goods. But
All right.
other than that, I know there was another squad. We haven't. They were up there in the manor holding it down because I know there was prisoners. And the other person kind of leans over to him. And he's and I do know we have at least. He's kind of going through. He's one other set of prisoners were found, but they were taken to the farm. They were taken up there tonight. So I think you guys have already seen them.
Well, yeah, but we're missing one.
And so he leans over to the farmhand guy, and he tells him, he's yeah, he was telling us that, and he's kind of composed himself, and he goes, Philippe Langelier, he's desperate, and he wanted to try and barter with the Germans, and he kind of points over to him and is going through, and he goes, one of Montaigne's, the owners of his family, they own that farm, and they've been hit really hard with obviously his family taken away from the hotel and his farmland getting taken and used for fueling them. They found a paratrooper and they're going to try and get him. Thankfully, Gene over here told us, and we were going to try and tell you guys about it. We don't want anybody to be taken. We've been trying to stay by the book with them, but they've been taking everything we have.
So where's this farm?
Yeah, and so he tells you it's on the northeast. So you'll take that road northeast and head up. It kind of goes from a gravel road to a dirt road, but it's 1.5 clicks northeast of town. But he makes a map out to you guys and shows you. He's yeah, they're up there. He's I will say they are armed, but I mean they have hunting rifles and shotguns. But I don't think it would come to that. They're just trying to keep their own food for their family.
So tell me, do you know who? Because we didn't take out the Germans in the hotel. Somebody else did that before us.
That
you?
Wasn't you guys?
No, we figured it was you. Resistance.
No, he told us that there was a firefight, and then after a while they broke out, and then you guys were there.
Yeah, but we didn't do it. So who did?
They're talking to each other, and that same guy goes, "The resistance," and they're "No, stop!" Basically no. They keep saying the resistance is here, but there's
no resistance in town.
It's a network. It's all rumor or hearsay, and then Luis over there, and you see this one guy that's kind of watching you, but he's near, but he's talking with a couple other people that are it looks to be a baker, some other people that are there with you guys. He keeps saying that he's a part of them, but he says everything's the resistance. He's crazy.
Well, I'll tell you what, if that resistance, if anybody's listening in right now, there's some good ammo up in that house. You might go up there and get it.
They've taken our weapons. We don't have anything.
Yeah.
And I would say unless
Maybe
Maybe
you make a
surprise.
weapon out of almost anything.
Well, you can tell that to our friend. Anything that's even sharp, they've taken from us,
and if all the rubble, they've taken the glass, and like he's going through, he's like, and a lot of times that's why they set up shop over by the destroyed part of town, because they don't want us rummaging through for anything that we could use. The last time that happened.
Why don't you show us where they were setting up shop?
Yeah. So he's just in like.
Yeah, we'll go with him.
Okay. And so like the group moves with you because they're all like they're just trying to shake hands. Like they're like one person's like practically crying like because they're so happy. Like they were all basically in short talk. If you want to roll empathy. I know. Yeah, I know.
There's only one of us.
It's 0.
5, 4, and 2.
5, 4, and 2. Okay. As you guys are walking up to, that guy that he was saying, Luis, he like kind of gets your attention and he tells you that he's like, it was the resistance. He's like, they cleared up. They came out right when they hit. They rode through a Jeep and came out east. They rode east past, and that's what the half-track was doing. And he's like, I know for a fact. He's like, I don't know if they told you too. They're going to be getting rid of somebody on the farm. They have a paratrooper. And like he relays the same information because he couldn't overhear what you guys were talking about. But he tells like they're holding one of your guys up there on the farm. They're going to get rid of him tonight. He's like, if you're doing anything, you guys need to do it now.
Let's go.
And he's just
Gents,
like,
we don't have time to
like
wait.
while he's doing that, he's like, you never saw me, and he just like immediately like leaves. But other than that, like he just looked like civilian clothes. And you guys have had basic information about the resistance. Like it's civilians. It's just civilian. It's just occupation. They're trying to do whatever they can. So like it's not like they have a uniform, anything of that nature. And it's whatever weapons and stuff they can get their hands on.
Grab the guy that we have been talking to. Be like, so is there anyone? Did somebody else's accent?
Okay, Gary Oldman, calm down.
Is there anyone else in town that might be more sympathetic towards the Germans that we might need to keep an eye out on? You know, I don't want to catch a bullet in my ass. Is what I'm saying.
You see that guy, the baker. He's like that bitch Nellette, which is that girl that was standing with them, and she just kind of like side eyes him. He's like, she's always up there at the hotel serving drinks whenever all the high officials are up there. She is for sure. She doesn't say anything in response. She just kind of like eye rolls at him. But the other gentleman that's been talking with you, now, just because she's trying to get good work here doesn't mean anything. Since she's lost her husband, she has to do whatever she can to make ends meet, just like the rest of us. And you see him just kind of gruff and just like keep following with you guys. But yeah, he leads you over to the town square, and like I'll also say too, like you guys come up to intersections and like they'll move up and look for you guys to like make sure, because like you guys were obviously worried about the half track, so they like kind of go up first, like acting normal look, and then like give you guys the nod. So like you're getting at least a good vibe from these people, like they're actually legitimately trying to help. But you come up to the town square, you can definitely tell like they were stationed here, and they still have like gear, things like that. Like you can see crates, ammo crates, machinery crates. There's a big oil spill on just the center of this town square. There was a large statue that looked to have been of this man standing on like a rock, like holding his flag. Roll perception for me, all of you guys.
Ooh, 5 and 6.
5, 2, 3.
2 1s.
Ooh,
Blind.
A 6 and then 2 1s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Albers, you actually remember that's the same guy that was the portrait above the fireplace.
gotcha.
The unnamed one, which and like
We'll ask who it is.
and he was saying, he was like, honestly, he's like, we don't know. A lot of our people say that he was one of the founders of the town. It was a very long time ago. Legend had it that he defended the town by himself against a horde and died protecting the town. So that's why they were saying, some of them, like his last name was Balazs, so that's why they think it's La Balazs. But it's all hearsay. But we've always did our best to keep this here. But you can tell, like, it has graffiti, bullet holes, it's been shot up and like just treated like this center area that once had like nice flowers and stuff is just torn to shit. The town has graffiti all over the place and riddled with bullet holes, and there's craters from explosions. Also with those perception checks too, you guys do see like gear, like mechanics gear, things like that. Like you could tell like it's been left here, like this is a stop. It's not a we're leaving. It is like they're still stationed here. That's what you guys can see, which matches with what they told you guys. I will say too, you do also see some locked crates that look to be for arms, and that's also there, but they obviously are like padlocked. Other than that, there's no like paperwork or anything. It just looked to be a station for actual just like grunts, like soldiers and stuff. But at least when it comes to their gear, it does appear to be very well maintained and organized, compared to like what was up in the manor. So you don't know if like it was just grunts or something that was holding that manor or not. But like whoever's operating this area, everything's clean, well maintained in its spot. Like it's meticulous for these troops. So
Couldn't get into those crates.
Well, I got no muscle, so we can't beat our way in, but I can blow our way in.
Rifle
I
butt,
got
man.
some muscle, so I can help you.
Muscle for the tussle. Rifle butt will do a good job on locks.
All right.
All right, you want to roll some?
I wouldn't try to shoot him.
No, just, like you said, just
I'm gonna try and muscle it too.
Yeah, okay.
5 and a 2.
3 and a 5.
It takes some use for it. And I'll say you guys crack them open. Out of the 2 crates, one has basic like MP32s, like the basic submachine guns, has like a stack of like 4 of them lined up with a couple magazines in them. Yeah, I was about to say. And then the other one has Panzerschreck rockets, but just the rockets.
It don't matter.
I was say, and that's the one too. Like I was say, especially what?
Well, what because I have technology, and I want to dismantle the actual rockets so that I can put it into my homemade bombs.
Okay.
Do you want a technology check or an experience?
No. First things first. I need 1d6 because we're gonna do a time roll.
Ooh. 1.
All right, so that's what you want to do. So how about you roll me a technology roll?
Okay. 5, 4, 4.
Yeah. I'll say out of, because I was going to say there was 4 rockets like with spacers in them. I'll say you were able to successfully get what you wanted out of one of them.
Out of one of them? Okay.
Yeah.
So I got a homemade bomb.
Yes.
I got a pipe bomb.
But the other ones, I will say, either you just disarmed or like you were like just a little too worried with it. Like maybe it was already kind of shoddy from just being in the container. So out of the 4, you were able to get 1.
That's fine. I'm good with that.
As you were doing that though, you see somebody else kind of run up to the courtyard and so like the half track's coming back. The half track's coming back right now.
Okay.
And so he's and he starts talking to him. And I will, because obviously they're French, but we're going to say for the sake of this game that they're in English. But they're saying like there's also a Jeep with them. They didn't have a Jeep before. Or they have an armored car with them. Not a Jeep because they don't have Jeeps. USA
blowing up the half track
These
with
are
a Jeep.
resistance, though. Did they get a hold of the track?
And so he's still asking them questions, and he's still going to like they're German.
All right.
So and like he starts to explain it to him, and I'll say
Let's get into positions.
I'll say Wes.
Gotta move.
I'll say you've heard like his description. It's a Puma armored car, so like it's actually it's not a car, and it's not like an APC like the half track. Like it's a baby step below tank.
Yeah.
So you're not sure if you have what you need to do it.
No, I don't.
And so the other gentleman's like, you guys need to get out of here because if it's just going through town and they don't know what's happened up there yet, he's like, you guys can still go to the farm. And by that time, because he's like the half track will leave, and you might be able to get something else from it. He's like, they might be coming up
I'd
to the
have to
farm
get a
too.
bandolier inside of it to blow it up. There's no.
Yeah, small arms. Like
Yeah.
you know for a fact. Your bazooka could, but like
I'm not wasting
that's still a real real risk.
No.
And like the other option, yeah, I was gonna say, so at least going through that way, and you don't want to call artillery in this town because people are still living there.
Yeah.
So, you know. But yeah, it's up to you guys. What do
Do we
you
want to have passed out the MP40s to people or no?
Well, as I say, that's the other thing. If you want to hand out the guns if they're coming right back here.
Yeah, let's not.
You can just
Okay, close the boxes.
Yep, close them back up, try to relatch them quickly if we can.
The locks are broke, but you can at least close it.
Yeah, let's at least close.
Yeah.
And then let's head to a hiding spot so this, so we can kind of maneuver around it.
I'll put.
Because it's coming the way
from
we
the
need to
one that I
go.
dismantled. I'm gonna put everything back.
Yeah, I'll say you close it back up, and like the one that you just made is like the bottom. So like there are like 1, 2 spacers, 1, 2, and then box. So like you do it down there, and then kind of have it more covered up, so it doesn't look like it's been tampered with. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, so yeah, so you do that, and they're kind of going through, and they're like, well, we have to stay here because if any of us are gone, then they're going to start checking house by house. He's like, are you guys going to the farm, or what are you guys doing?
We're going to the farm.
Okay, all right, and so he's just like, be safe. He's like, we won't do anything different.
We were never here.
And he's like, no worries. And he's like, all right. He's like, they're coming through the east right now. So he just kind of is like, I have to go back to my house. And he's like,
Go.
Yeah. And you see everyone kind of scatter.
Yep.
So
And we'll kind of do the same. Like I said, we're gonna.
I'll say he points you like on this little side road that goes up, and it gives enough cover so that you guys can go and be able to like find a safe way to get through town.
Yeah, that's basically what we're doing. Let them come by, and then we'll take that road up to the farm.
Okay. So I need stealth sneaky from whoever has sneaky.
I'm gonna mark the location of that
3 and a 4
square on our map for any
Yeah.
mortar strike potentially in the future.
Yeah, that's fine. So you have it marked down.
6 and 3.
I got a 4 and a 5 for sneaky.
Whatever sneaky. And it was
No
just
sneaky?
And you two, or do you have it too, or do you have sneaky?
I do, but he's just parading through the.
Well, no, I was gonna say as long as you have enough successes, that'll counteract the none.
Well, I think we're all.
Oh yeah, we all succeeded.
Yeah, no,
I got
you guys
a
did.
success.
So you're able as a group to move through
Okay.
pretty good.
Hey,
He's man. For medics, they always just have everything on them, and you also have to understand. Even in training, they're usually told like they're not supposed to shoot medics. So like they're not supposed to be sneaky. Yeah, like you have the patch. Like that's the normal rules. But realistically, from him doing D-Day and stuff like that, he knows better. Like they.
No, we all wear patches.
Yeah,
sure. They'll just think we're a bunch of unarmed.
Yeah, right. A bazooka. You look like you're just a walking encumbrance of explosives.
It's a combustible tent.
A bazooka and bandoliers.
Well, they're German.
Yeah, okay.
It's not a bazooka. It's a modified T-shirt cannon that shoots bandages.
T-shirts blow up.
Because you may not be able to reach the wounded people.
Sure.
You can just
Sure.
here, tie this, turn this
So
around.
you guys are stealthy enough, and from when you guys came down to, you knew that there were fields along that way, so you stuck with the fields to provide cover, and you guys were able to make it through. So the fields themselves kind of broke through, and there was a dense forest patch, and you guys made it through there too, and then made it up to the farm, which I will send to you guys. I wish I had it made, but I do not. Where are you?
I would say, do we need to rest? But we've done nothing, which with the cause.
Yeah.
I mean, we've done things.
You've
Just
accomplished a
nothing
lot,
to-
just not actual combat, which is fine.
I see a lot of light in this place.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah, there's people going on and doing all that stuff. And I will say, so like where you guys came in on this map, you guys are in the bottom right with all those trees.
Okay.
Either that, or you can be on the left side where those fields are, because I know you guys said, like we said, you guys stuck to the fields, so it's up to you.
Are those hazy gray areas? Is that
Those are clouds. Those are clouds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yet again, I was originally having it for daylight, and then I was like, wait, this is nighttime. And so when I switched to nighttime, I was like, that just looks like smoke.
Nighttime.
Yeah. Smoke from the chimneys look better, but that's because it's different. It's not, I don't make
It looks like you see a gun outside, some sort of cannon.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a wagon. My apologies.
Oh, okay.
It's like a horse-drawn. It's a gun. It's a horse-drawn wagon.
I think
Okay, good.
coming in from
No, I guess we won't blow it up.
Along that east side, because there's that gate.
I like it.
All right, so we're coming in from the forest. then.
Yep, forest.
Yeah.
Okay.
We get our way to the gate.
And then we can cut. Well, we wouldn't have. Would we have this map or no? Like what?
I'm just letting you guys know. No, the hedgerow itself.
There's so much hedgerow, I can see nothing.
Yeah, the hedgerows themselves, you can see the tops of the buildings, so like you can still see the general layout. Nope. And those trees that are there, you can see, and behind the house, you can see those trees too, because that's like a little mini orchard. So they're sticking up over these hedges. And I'll say for these two, these are a little bit shorter. They're like 4 feet tall. so you can still see. I will say, coming from the forest, though, you can see obviously the lanterns at the entrance, and you can see the smoke from like a fire. And there seems to be some farmhands that are just actually like they're playing music, they're playing guitar. It looks like they're having dinner.
Okay.
But that's at least from like where you guys were in the trees. And you said you guys were sneaking up to that little east entrance.
Yeah, I mean, we'd probably do a little reconnaissance, just kind
Yeah.
of see, and seeing that break, we'd come back.
Yeah,
like,
and that's kind of what you're
okay.
gauging from that is you can tell there's 4 or 5 what appear to be the farmhands that are sitting there. They're eating. They don't appear to have any guns. Like there's no rifles.
And where are they at?
They're sitting on the left-hand side of that big building. Do you see? So there's the center building, and then to the left of it is that light source. That's the fire. I didn't have actual
Okay,
people
gotcha.
sitting there, but there's logs and stuff like you could see. Like it's just a big fire pit they have set up next to a small field.
Are there any field hands out in the field right now?
No. You can just the only ones you can see are there. You can see some light coming from that main farmhouse, huh?
Is it probably approaching midnight, something like
Yeah.
that?
I'll say like an hour or two has passed, so you're getting close. Maybe like I'd say like 10:30, 11.
Okay.
Which I mean, obviously you don't know what other tasks they have to do, or they could just be trying to relax. Like you never can tell with a lot of that. But that's the only activity. You see some lights on in the main house, like on the first floor, and a couple on the second floor, and like every now and then you'll see some shadows go by. So like people are obviously still awake in the main house itself. And to the left side of the campsite, you also, or the campsite of the fire, you do also see some lights on in those other buildings, which you think are like the farmhands' buildings, like their own places. So that's very common. Other than that, that's it. The other sound, other than the normal thundering war in the background, is the sound of the windmill just like slowly turning in the wind, and like breeze from the trees, things like that.
Anything seem out of place as I'm looking?
I wouldn't say so. There's a little bit of a delay. I'm sorry.
But so the story is there's a paratrooper up here, and they were gonna kill
With what the document said and with what the people in town said is that there is a paratrooper that's being held on the site that is going to be traded to the troops, which you would assume would be for like information, like they're gonna try and either torture him and get information from this paratrooper, and as a reward they're either going to like they're gonna cut back on what supplies they're taking from them, or you never can tell with a lot of it, but with what they were saying is they're trying to grease the wheels so that they get off of them and don't mess with them as much, which is a very common thing, unfortunately, for a lot of.
just missed the trade. Probably.
Well, I will say from that perception roll, you don't see any half-track truck, you don't see any truck tracks, or you only see like wagon tracks.
Well, okay.
So like you don't see any signs that there was troop movement here.
So do we just want to approach and talk to these guys?
Let's just go.
Can.
Yeah.
We don't have time
Maybe
to
do
wait.
that. Maybe they're not.
The longer we wait, the more likely that.
All right.
Do we still have
Johnson with us?
You still have Johnson, yeah.
So there's 6 of us. What if 3 of us go up and talk to the farmhands and 3 of us sit back? Because all of us go up there, and these are sympathizers. Because this guy is willing to trade a U.S. soldier.
So I was trying to Well, with what they said, the owner of the farm is.
Yeah.
So
I mean, but if that's the guy that's also
That's what Johnson says.
food to eat still, either way.
True.
I mean, I'll sit back if we're willing to split. If we're all going to go together, we can go together. But I think it'd be smart if we maintain a healthy distance for some of us. That's just my point of view. You can take Johnson up there with a trench gun, and 2 of us maybe up there.
Yeah.
The other 3 can sit back. How's that sound?
I'll go with.
Wait, that makes 5.
So you get sympathy. You should be able to.
You empathize, yeah.
That's not sympathy.
I'm going to sit back because if something starts rolling up, I can fire from the
Alright.
trees and get its attention to come over here.
You two and Johnson, we'll stay in the
Something
back.
happens, y'all better be ready to take some shots, because I'm not going
I'm
down.
ready to blow up anything and everybody.
That's my concern.
I'm here to make sure he doesn't blow y'all up.
With that,
Zero empathy.
Stitches, I need you to roll a time dice.
Oh, I also have empathy. Said I also have empathy. I
I
didn't,
have
roll,
Sympathetic voice.
I didn't roll it earlier.
We
Okay.
don't care about
Time marches on normally, so nothing. I can't do nothing yet. All right, so you guys are you guys sneaking or no? You guys just trying to just passively walk up?
I think. Well, I can't sneak, so
That's actually true. Yeah, that's right.
He's traipsing his way up there.
I'm
just walking.
openly.
I mean, for a medic, you don't really want, like I said, you don't really.
I'm just playing my cross on my own.
And that's what I was gonna say. Are you guys walking up through the front, or you guys are gonna be so you guys are gonna be coming out from that side over to them, like behind the house, or are you guys gonna walk up the main road up to the fire? How are you guys doing that? I just want to know. Set me the scene. These farmhands are sitting at the fire. Where are they seeing you, and how are they seeing you approach them?
Well,
But we already said we were coming in to the east, that gate, so.
I think I still want to come in over there because I don't want the owner to see us yet.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to be coming over from the.
So you're going to be coming from the
east
hole
gate.
in the I would say so
Yeah.
the east gate, and walking past the orchard behind the house, and then coming up to them from behind the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think paying special attention to the things around me.
Yeah. Nah, you good.
That's scary.
I heard more than 2 died.
Don't worry about
They
it.
all get a perception.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, so and like I said, you guys aren't sneaking, just walking. Are weapons drawn?
Mine aren't.
Mine's sort of probably just
Holstered?
tucked away, yeah. Like, I can easily grab it, but it's not.
Well, yeah. I mean, like you guys have
Yeah.
holsters and stuff like
Yeah.
that, so that's why I just wanted to make sure. Okay. So not holstered, just walking up. Cool. Yeah. I mean, as you guys approach, you hear guitar playing and like people talking, and what do you guys do? Nobody has seemed to notice you yet. They're all kind of like just talking, facing each other at the fire.
Let's go for it.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, gents.
They just look at me, stop
they
looking,
don't
and
speak
they just like,
English.
excuse me, and they just look up and like they see you guys and they're just like, whoop. I'm going to the armband. Okay, the magic armband that just breaks barriers.
Oh, he's fine.
Oh, no, that's cool. Nobody can put that on unless they actually are one.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're all safe.
Best I got.
So there's like, whoa, and like you see like one guy kind of like stand up, like gets an axe for a second, and sees you and kind of calms down, and they
Hands up.
all start talking French to you.
Knew it.
English?
I'm gonna do a roll really quick.
Okay. German?
They don't know German. I mean, you could try.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't want to walk up. I just thought I was like, maybe I don't.
Yeah, maybe actually
walking up speaking German.
Yeah.
But yeah, one guy kind of stops and he's like, I very little.
Very little, I think, is all I need.
Yeah.
What are you doing there?
We're from the U.S. We're looking for one of our guys here.
Paratrooper?
From what I heard, there was going to be a trade.
And he just stops and he like looks like weirded out for a second. He starts talking back to them. He's like, and he like looks back and starts talking to him. We don't know about that.
Is your owner somewhere around? The farm owner?
At least we haven't stayed.
Whoa! Sorry. Jumped a little bit back in time there.
You don't.
The farm owner somewhere around?
I'm gonna cut it to that.
I made the joke and I'm like,
Mr. Langolier is in his house, and he just like, and he just stops and he's like, we don't want any trouble, and like a couple of them like put their hands up because they see like U.S. troops, and they're just like,
No.
Yeah.
We don't want any trouble either.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen anything out of the ordinary?
and they just look around. Other than you, no.
So there haven't been any German soldiers around?
I mean, they've been here for some time.
I guess that's ordinary. Anyone that they're
as you
carting in.
as you guys are talking, you hear like a
Okay. Where's
and
back
you turn over. No, and you see what appears to be a gentleman coming out from the building.
The main building?
Yeah, the main building. And he just looks to have like a double, it's just like a hunting rifle, like a double barrel hunting rifle just pointed at you guys. And he just like has it pointed. The guy that you were talking to starts talking to him in French. And the other guy like kind of lowers it for a second, but like still keeps it up. And he's, what are you doing?
Not here for any problems. We're here looking for our
One of our own.
One of our own.
What are you talking about?
You'd heard that you guys had a paratrooper on the property.
And he just kind of stops and like he looks back at his farm hands and they're kind of like just talking with each other for a sec. He's like, I don't even know what that is. He's like, what?
Soldier.
We've just been trying to keep our peace over here.
Look, we're willing to give you guys resources, help you out. Yeah, I know it's rough over here.
You gonna roll empathy?
Sure. I got 2. A 6 and a 2.
So he stops and he's like, he still has his gun up but not pointing at you guys. He's like, what kind of resources are we talking about?
We have some rations. So what else did you really grab?
I have some rations. That's all I got.
Basically just rations, keeping you guys alive and.
Rations aren't gonna keep us safe from Germans.
That's true.
Well, but if you help us out, we're hoping to liberate your town very soon.
The other farmhands and stuff, like the one guy hears it and starts talking back with them, and then they start trying to talk over to him. And I'm gonna do a roll really quick. Yeah. And he's just, so he puts his gun down and he's like, all right, come on.
Are you telling me that you haven't heard anything about?
He's trying to lead you inside.
Yeah. I'm going to start walking with him.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep talking.
And you
to
see him like actually just like put the gun down. Like he's holding it, but he has it just down and like he clicks the safety on.
Are you telling me you haven't heard or seen anyone outside of the Germans?
And he goes, no, we got somebody. And he takes you up and you come in with him and his wife's there like looking out the window and like trying to talk to him and you hear him like shush her or whatever. And he walks over to like just sits flat on his backhand, like wet hand just echoes through the halls of this house. Thunderous smite! How dare you come back to me? Quiet, woman!
We've done before stereotypes like that.
Yeah.
You're not doing that. First you're talking about slaves, and now this. Come on!
Before these were crazy.
I implied slavery.
All forms of slavery are bad.
Yeah. I agree.
He grabs his key ring that was next to the door and then walks down. It looks to be like a cellar. Opens it up and he starts walking down the stairs.
I'll go with.
Part of me almost was just like
You get the flashbacks of the cellar.
yeah, I'm getting flashbacks and just like
The stairs, tunnel vision down. He's like, oh no. One little light bulb swing.
Inside, we're keeping each other out for the half track just in case we
That's
hear
good call.
anything
Did he
coming.
leave his gun?
I mean, he still had it, but like you heard that he clicked it, the safety on, and it's just been at his side, like not at attention, at his side.
I almost want to stay at the top because
Is
I'm
Johnson with us?
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe. Okay.
With his shotgun, yeah.
Dude, Johnson,
Leave Johnson at the top.
stay up here. I'll go down.
Yeah.
He's like, all right.
And I'll go down with you.
Gotcha.
Just so that it's not just like oh yeah, come down here, and then he locks the door and he's like, cool, now I have more prisoners.
Yeah.
More slaves. Yeah.
You guys,
I don't want
yeah,
to.
no, you
I don't want to.
definitely got him. You come down and yeah, you see the paratrooper. He's sitting down there. There is a large chest next to like where he's being sit at. Like he looks to have a broken leg. It's been bandaged. Like it looks like some care has been taken for him. Better than like just from looking at it, better than what the Nazis did for the prisoners. And like he's not shackled or anything, and looks like he has food. Like so, it looks like they were taking care of him. They were just setting him up for, for trade. He doesn't seem to be trying to do anything, and like he just is relaxing down there. Like he actually looks like he's just been doing fine.
What's your name, soldier?
Jenkins. First Airborne, dropped down. He's just like, I don't even, it's been 2 nights. I crawled in here and to find farmhands brought me in here and hid me from German patrols.
Flash.
Thunder.
Alright. I'm gonna pull out the rations, like I said.
Oh, yeah, I mean, like,
And I'm gonna be giving them.
he, like, food, he
To the
doesn't
farmer.
appear malnourished, doesn't appear like hungry.
No, to the farm.
Oh, to the farmers. Oh, okay, yeah.
So
So
we
he,
can give him as much as I can.
yeah, no, you're good. And so he's like, I mean, yeah, we appreciate that, but obviously, you know, like, he's more stressing getting the Germans out of town.
Right.
Because he's basically just, like, they've been muscling and taking all of his food so he can't make any money or feed his family.
That's the goal. But right now, we gotta get this guy out of here. We don't have
And
time.
he's just like, hey, yeah, he's like, looks over at his watch and he's like, yeah. And so,
I'm gonna muscle him up.
yeah, and he'll help, he sets his gun down and actually helps.
Johnson's
pick up
there
the
too,
hurt.
remember,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
he's got muscle.
Johnson shoots the farmhands because he's crazy. Because he's my guy, rogue, wild card.
When were you guys planning on the trade? How long?
It's supposed to be within the hour.
We
Gotta
gotta get moving.
It's almost like one time roll, and that would have been bad.
Yeah.
Is there any way, while they're doing this, there are a set of bushes or something next to the road? I would like to set. Set what? Some C4.
Both or just one?
Well, if I took my notes correctly, as I did, 'cause
Good.
we had 2 C4. Oh yeah, I did pick up 2. I do want to set up both of them.
Both satchel charges?
I need to be able to dismantle this not the half track, but the Puma when it comes by,
I gotcha.
because that one's the more dangerous of the two.
That is
because
true.
it has a turret on it.
It does. It does.
Because you said half track, because there's like
It just has-
3 different types of half
It
track.
just has a light machine gun on the top. It's like
The Puma does.
no, the half track. That it's a
Oh, yeah,
it's
that
an
one's
MG42. So
That
it's just
one's
like
fine.
it's somebody that props a like bipod of the light machine.
But yeah,
gun.
I would like to.
It's
set,
still nasty, but obviously like it's just an open roof, so like
Oh, yeah.
grenade lobbing.
I would definitely like to set that in the bush.
Okay,
And then come back.
I do need another time roll then, and this is 2 dice, and that will be actually will, because we're going in circle for time.
Okay.
You need 2d6.
2d6.
C for a 1.
5 and a 4.
Okay, time marches on. You're good.
They were doing.
I know, and he rolled the time dice too, and it was fine. That's why we have 2 time dice.
I was just trying to understand the time.
You good.
I'm gonna tell the farmer as we're moving.
Okay, and so like you get him up, and like you guys come out with like Johnson and everything, and he leads you guys back outside. Jenkins is just like he's like my knee's banged up. Do you guys have a vehicle or what's the plan?
We're gonna do what we can.
In that chest too, he had his backpack that had like he had like an M1 carbine, like basic rifle, and like his gear, and so he slings that and picks that up.
When we get a little further out, I'm gonna reset your leg. We're gonna see what we can do, but we might just be carrying you for a while.
Did you guys get here in a vehicle? How'd you guys?
We have an extraction somewhere.
Okay.
We'll let you know more.
11 tons.
Yeah, it's a light armored vehicle.
It's the heaviest armored car of WW2.
Yeah, I didn't say a Panther.
I'm gonna look over at the
Could easily
farmer.
change to another
Could have been. Have you guys seen a Warhol?
Panther would be different.
I wouldn't set nothing. I'd walk away.
We all had a good we had a good run, guys. That's it. You could probably throw a Banglier in the barrel and nothing would happen.
Puma might be bad, but have you dealt with a Warhog? Those suckers, man.
I think so.
All right.
I'm gonna turn to the farmer. The Germans are gonna be here. They're coming. You aren't gonna have the prisoner.
Yeah, I know.
Tell him he escaped. We'll get the hell out
I
of
was
here.
saying, he just kind of stops. He's like, no prisoner, period, is going to be bad news for us. So it's like, if you're doing anything, you need to do it tonight.
Take cover.
And so, yeah, he nods,
farmhands.
and he goes and tells his wife, and she starts grabbing some stuff. He's like, we'll have a place that we go to.
All right. And we're gonna head back to where these guys are.
Well, he's setting up explosives down there.
Yeah, you guys come back out and he's
planning to blow it up.
He's digging.
Well,
So you're gonna.
I
Are you setting, or are you just setting him in the bushes, or I thought you were like gonna set him down?
Oh no! Well, what's gonna happen is it's gonna be on those bushes, but the point is not to blow up the vehicle, but dismantle its movement.
That's true. You're trying.
Because if we need to back to the house, I don't want that Puma to get any closer than it already can. If we got a natural obstruction of the hedge maze,
True.
You trying to flip it?
possibly. But after, I would think I would know as an engineer that it weighs more than I'm going to be able to flip. But if I can at least dismantle its movement, we deal with the half track, and the half track isn't that bad.
Because the Puma itself isn't a tread. It's tire. Like
It's
it
tires.
has big tires. That's one of its big. That was one of its
Yeah.
big weaknesses. Yeah, that's why it was not used as much. And just
quicker.
for-
It's quicker.
yeah, it's quicker. It would
So I'd
outrun.
rather deal with that.
Primarily, it would flank Shermans.
But aren't they more likely to be bringing the Puma up?
Well, that's what he's saying is he thinks that the Puma. But also too.
Would they bring both?
I was gonna say the Puma probably wouldn't be able to hold the prisoner and and anybody else that's in there. It might just be there for muscle, and then the half track, which is an armored personnel carrier, would be for the prisoner. But you don't know.
No.
So that's the whole. That's the other thing. Is
Well, I mean,
you have no
if it's
idea.
the half track, I can potentially flip that. If it's the Puma, I'm gonna it's not gonna be able to move. So it's gonna be one of two situations. Now, if they come with both, I'm gonna go for the Puma.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it for the Puma.
So are we wanting to set up out here?
Well, and remember, too, we also don't even have to neutralize it
No, we don't. But
because, say because you still have the flak. That's
somebody's
at the
making promises about freeing people.
you also have the flak still at the hotel that
Getting our
works,
person out of it.
and that can be used too against armor. Because it can point down. That's one of the rare anti-air that's been known to be used against tanks.
So
that
here's
can
the
punch
thing.
a hole through a Sherman like it's paper,
Are we wanting to try to
or the
intercept these
minefield.
guys coming back here for the paratrooper? We trying to make our way back down to town. I don't know if we're gonna make it down to town in time. Those Germans are gonna be here, and they're gonna be looking for them.
We were told to get out with the prisoners. We get the guys, we get out.
Yeah, I hate leaving these guys behind.
Well, and with the briefing,
You don't
too-
have the empathy for that, sir.
with the briefing too, you do know that an armored division is going to make its way over here. That's why they were retreating in the first place. So that's why there is a less presence here in town. The only thing that's stopping right now is the hedgerows. So that's what they're trying to work on.
All right, fair enough.
That's also why I emphasize for the farmer and all of
That
them.
he needs to bug out. So
get the hell out of there.
which they're already bugging out.
All right.
Which coincidentally, I didn't know if you guys knew this or not. They actually made the way they solved the hedgerow problem. They broke down tank traps that were left on Normandy from the Germans and made those to make cow catchers on the front of Shermans that could rip hedgerows apart. So that's why it took them so long, because they had to figure out, because tanks couldn't even, Shermans would hit it and it'd flip them. That's how durable those hedgerows were, until they made those cow catchers, which the only reason, from my knowledge, was the only reason why is because they remembered from trains having them, but they broke down tank traps to make spikes on the front of them, and they could just cut through them like nothing.
Gotcha.
So that's little two history fact. And it took them that long to do because they had to figure out a way to pierce through hedgerows. So that's what's happening right now. They're still working on them.
All right, so we're just getting back with this
Well, if we head west,
person.
we'll go to the.
Also, you might be able to go in town. I would say they did still have some supplies. You don't. I'm just saying in terms of options. You still could go back into town. They did also say that once you guys moved into town, that the fire team Zeus was going to move just a little bit north of the hotel, so they could still have.
We did
area
not tell you to
operations.
relay that.
Oh yeah. Oh man, it's crazy.
So now they're sitting back in their original position.
Beans. So you guys are out of support fire range at the moment.
Oh no, I got a lot of support in my backpack right now.
Well, and you got to also remember too, because he hasn't contacted, you might have other assistants available because he's got some options.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you go ahead and let them know to move into position
That's
where they were planning to, and we'll meet them there with our wounded paratrooper because we don't want to be carrying him all over the place.
It's going to take me a minute to reset this leg.
Well, you guys could move away from the farm.
Yeah, let's do that.
And
Like the
like,
trees. Take them to this big old cover of trees that we have.
All right.
We're gonna attack on Titan this thing.
so you could take them. So are you keeping the satchels then, or are you?
No, I'm still setting them because if we're having to set a leg or something, no, I'm gonna.
So you're just taking them to the tree line, and then that's where you're going to be doing your thing.
I'm gonna wherever we think is best.
We know nothing about the conversation, so in my mind, I have set the satchels.
Okay.
Did I say let's head west? Right?
I mean, he's got to set them for them to explode. It's not like they're like a landmine or anything.
No.
So
Oh, you're gonna have to be there.
He would still have to detonate. Like he would still have to detonate.
That's why I'm saying if
because they
we're
can
either in the trees-
they can be triggered or they can be timered. And that's why normally they're just thrown with the timer turned on, or they can be manually detonated.
And that's why I
with one-
suggested the trees, 'cause
Alright,
I can run
You can
enough.
still see the area.
I can
Yeah,
run long enough, long enough to do that.
yeah. Which I mean,
'Cause I just don't
for
know
our
what's
sakes, you
possible.
have unlimited wire.
Oh, we're gonna go back to our evac.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And just
detonate everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go to the tree line. Check for the medical to set his leg.
Believe I have 3.
Medicine. Because it's not using the med kit, because this is something outside of that.
5, 4, and 1.
And you do have the option to risk.
Do. I'm gonna risk 1. That's a 3.
We've gotten almost the entire game without using.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
We need this to work, so.
I will say, so in this situation, it would normally be a negative, but because of the way you guys handled the farm situation, so like, it's a loud crack, he screams in pain, so it makes a lot of noise, but there's nobody nearby. So like, you don't, like, you're like, oh God, but then you still don't hear any vehicles, you don't hear anything of that nature, and he is just like, breathing hard. That took a notch out of him for it. I will say, because of your ability that you have on there, it does also you help with some of the other bleeding that he had by setting it like that. So you remove the bleeding that was on him.
Okay.
So that's the one good perk of that for it too. So, but yeah, so his leg's set. You got him. He's going. He's kind of just. Like he is just kind of handling pain management in his own mind right now, but he's set, and you guys are in the tree line. Are you guys gonna wait, or
We're gonna wait.
roll me another time then? 3 dice.
You're up.
3 dice.
Tree.
Treated.
One.
155.
Great. Like an hour or two goes by, and you don't see anything.
Oh God.
Everyone needs to roll perception checks.
Oh man. Oh wait, I don't think I do have perception.
2 and a 4.
2, 3, 5.
5, 2, 1.
2, 6.
Okay. You two hear rustling in the trees behind you. And other than that, like with this darkness, you hear like twig branch break and rustling.
They're not here to trade. They're just gonna wipe everybody out.
That's what you guys hear right now. But there is no vehicle. You've not heard a vehicle. You've not heard any road traffic whatsoever.
You just kind of like signals for like, like, seem to be something.
Yep.
I'm gonna take this guy and try and hide.
Okay.
You said these are big trees, right? These are
Yeah, this is-
southern
it's-
France.
well, I was gonna say,
they're
like-
redwoods. They're
Just taking cover behind trees.
goddamn walls. Huh?
Take cover behind trees,
I forgot what
Our goal is to keep this guy safe, so I'm gonna
Every
try
time
and
I always
hide.
have that stuck in my
hide in.
head. They're in the walls. They're in the goddamn walls. Starts shooting everywhere. Okay, so are you guys going to like? Obviously, you have like. I'll say you have him secure. He's like in a bush and he's set. Like he knows to shut up, and he has his gun. The carbine has like a foldable stock for paratrooper, so he has it folded down so he can just kind of hold it close. But he's set. Like he's good. Are you going to follow them?
I will, but I'm gonna do my best to continue to hide
Okay, well, yeah, obviously. But, yeah, normally when I say for you to move, normally you are always going to be behind one or two or even all three, like all four of them moving that way. Are you guys going to wait, or are you moving forward just to see what the noise is?
I was gonna wait.
So I would say, I know right now where you guys are at is like kind of obscured with some of the brush, but further in, there's also still pockets, so you could stick with it. And from when you guys came up here, you do know there's an opening a little bit further ahead that might be a good spot to surprise them if there are people moving, because it didn't seem super close by, but like you could hear like movement through the trees. So it's up to you guys on if you think to go forward just a little bit for it.
Can I do like maybe like a sneaky move to just sort of like just move up and just see if I can like spot anything?
Yeah, just do you need to do a perception first,
Perception.
and then we'll do a sneak to see if it was sneaky.
I was gonna say
Okay.
that.
Larkin's son is what you're talking. He's in the walls.
Yeah.
He's in the goal.
He's in the goddamn walls.
2 5s and a 3.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say like, so you move up, not super far, but you move up and you kind of cut through some of the brush, and yeah, you see what appears to be 6 people in camouflage. They don't appear to be like going somewhere. They just appear to be searching. But they're in this area up ahead, but you see them kind of scattered out a little bit. And there's 2 of them that are actually in the center of that opening that are just kind of talking to each other.
Okay.
But they're not actively moving forward, but they're kind of just like on watch.
Here?
Huh?
Can we hear them?
What language is?
In what language? is it?
German. Now I need you to roll your sneak though.
Okay. Fail me now. 5 and a 2.
Okay, and remember you can choose to risk.
Oh,
As long as I don't say, like start describing what's happening. If you want to use a risk, just I want to use a risk.
That sounds like a great idea considering you just told me about it.
Too.
So I will. Man, that would
Why, Tony? Why? So you lose that risk dice.
Yep.
And there's a loud crack from the branch when you were leaning to see it. And you just, because you're kind of like pushing through the brush to do it, and you just fall forward in the brush. You guys immediately hear it, look over and see him fall into the bush.
Dang it, 7!
But you also don't know what he saw.
Yeah.
So, and immediately, I'm assuming you're going to get up.
Yeah, trying to scramble back.
You lost sight of 4 of them.
Okay.
So we're going to start actually and roll the group initiative.
Yeah.
I need one of you guys pick somebody.
Not me.
All right.
6.
Oh, perfect.
Because the one I just want to hear that's the.
No, I got you.
I
have been yelling horribly all day. It's on you.
Opposite. My 1 is son of a bitch.
Beautiful. Flip those over. All of them? Yeah.
Yeah.
He knew this was coming.
Forest clearing.
Wow, it's like
Humanity.
Okay, so
what goes where?
You guys are going to be at the far. There you go. Yep. Wait. Rotate that one.
That's right.
Yep, fit the puzzle piece. There you go.
There it goes.
There you go.
I can't see it.
It looks like a bit dick.
It does.
All right. So you guys are the one towards Will up there. Yeah. So up in that corner.
What is this again?
Yeah, I think that's me.
I'm radio dude.
That's me.
I would say he is in the bush that is closest to that big circle, to the open path. Will is.
Oh, sorry. Right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say you can pick. I'll let you pick. Both of them are
probably on that one. Just
Okay, and we'll have Thompson then flanking if that's okay.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Thought his name was Johnson.
Johnson, Thompson.
Whatever. I love using the most military generic names ever. So
Yeah.
Johnson, Rodriguez, Jenkins. They're all good.
interchangeable at this point.
Yep.
His name is Davidson? Pete Davidson?
See, whenever I hear Pete Davidson, my brain goes to Fifth Doctor first, and then to
Okay.
like SNL.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I like how that pans out. Okay. So, you guys rolled first.
Yes.
These two, I'm gonna try and move them.
That's one way of doing it.
There you go. They're right along the edge of the path. So yeah, so he's right next to that bush. He's next to the other bush. And then
About there. Bless you. I know you try to do it off.
how many X's? I have
mic,
4,
but
right, or 3?
still
You have
got it.
3.
There's three.
That's fine, dry.
Can you put those broken trees on this?
Yes.
Those broken trees, hey, those broken trees, and learn to grow again and be bigger trees.
And you can just angle them however because they're just falling. They're cover. So, all right.
Fallen tree is still upright?
Well, they're laying down.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. So you guys can only see those two.
Cool.
And
Done with that.
I'm assuming you're going to relay to them what.
Yeah, I'm probably still gonna stay quiet and just be like, like,
Yeah, so far, nobody has been loud other than that.
Yeah.
And you just looked up and saw that they're not there, so.
yeah. I probably would relay like 2 here, 4, like
Elsewhere. Somewhere in this world
Is more Nazis.
Okay, so we're going first, right? I am immediately going to hide behind this tree.
Yeah, I'm getting out of where I made the noise, but I'm still gonna be hiding. So I'm thinking, how much movement do we have?
35 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, and I assume it's 5.
Yep.
Okay, I would like to kind of duck behind this fallen tree and sort of lay down.
Take cover, one would say.
Yeah,
Do you want that as an action, or are you going to try and attack?
I'm taking cover because I don't really have any. I have a 0 in combat, so I mean.
Well, the pistol you can use.
Yeah, the pistol I can use, but that's kind of last resort, I would
True.
think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna take cover.
Okay. And I'll say, and you do have.
I'm also going to take cover.
I will say too, because we will have to technically retcon, because when he was setting the leg, you were going to radio in.
Yes.
You do have. Go back to my mouse.
I forgot to do that. Yeah.
Nah, you good. That's why I was like, I knew that's what you said you were going to do. You obviously don't. You're out of range of the mortar strike. They said they're scrambling now to move into position, to get into the next position. But right now, HQ did say you do have strafing run and cannons and bomb, and technically you can do the smoke mortar. But they said that's basically going to be airdropped smoke.
Okay, so strafing run, cannon, bomb.
Not the battleship yet.
Yeah.
All they said is you have air support.
Okay.
So those 2 options are there for you if you wanted to do that route.
Okay. That's good to know. But yeah, right now I'm taking
If you're
cover.
going to take cover, then that's basically what you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you jumped kind of it, and those big ones. Anyone that isn't filled in is a tree. So that's just that's top down for it. So you can still move around those squares. It's just you're under the tree canopy for it. So he just kind of dropped down over by the broken log.
Yeah.
Under the treetop for it.
Kind of go over here.
Who's going next? I mean, obviously you guys can plan or figure out what you're doing.
I'm planning to move over here as close as I can.
Okay.
I also have a smoke grenade if we need to. Do not underestimate our white phosphorus.
Yeah.
Is extremely volatile and will burn
It will
at
melt. It will literally
everything.
melt. Yeah.
So can we move diagonal? Is that 15?
Mhm.
Okay, so there's 15, 25,
Are you being stealthy?
trying to. So half speed or?
You can move, but you'll need to do a stealth because, like I said, technically nobody has said anything or addressed you guys yet.
Let me throw a smoke grenade and fire a single shot and see if it gets them to bring out their position.
I'll
You know
throw
what I'm
a smoke
saying?
grenade
You want to throw a smoke grenade?
instead of taking cover.
Okay.
3 and a 5 for stealth.
Yeah. No, you were able to you do that roadie run and you go from tree to bush over to tree again, and you're good.
All right.
All right.
And then
I'll take cover as well.
Okay. You don't need to you don't necessarily roll anything to throw smoke for it, just because, especially how close it is. I would say So you would be set on that. If it's gonna be like longer range, then that's gonna be like a muscle or.
No, I think
or
I'll
something
just
that's
try
long.
it. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and where you said you're gonna throw it?
probably
Right in between both those.
Yeah.
So, and you are waiting. So like you're waiting until the smoke goes off, and then you're gonna shoot.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna come a little bit over here, some more centered.
Okay. So you're using the bush as kind of like cover.
Correct.
Okay. So I'll say you moved up there first, just to get ready, because like once you're set, you nod, and then Stitches throws the smoke grenade.
from around the tree.
Yeah. It just lands, hits the gravel. They don't you don't really hear anything from them two, and then the smoke goes, and you hear him goes, "Was ist los?" and that's you hear German.
I'm gonna do like 4 shots up in the air, not necessarily. I mean, I shoot at one of them. We'll say this one because
Yeah,
I know where they're
and immediately, like when that happens, you hear like a "Granada!" and they start to try and get out of the way, and you say, so you're not trying to hit them, or are you?
Well,
you can do an attack roll.
Well, then yeah, let's go ahead and do an attack.
Do the combat. So let's say I was like you have him dead rights, and you know that like he's speaking German.
Got a 6 and a 2. That counters to like what a 4.
No, so I'll say you're good, and with his armor, you're set. So roll damage, which I think. What did I say for the grease gun? That's 2.
I apologize. I rolled 2 because I thought that was.
No,
I have a combat of 0.
So it would be 1 dice, which either way that would still be fine.
Okay.
My apologies. So then that would be if you re-roll to do for damage.
Okay. 7.
7. Okay.
30 crowds.
Cool.
Meat's back on them.
Oh wow,
boys.
So the grenade lands and the smoke starts going off. They look down, and right when they're saying that, you actually light up that guy. He didn't have any armor. He's just like, and just boom, down, like, donezo. And then the other guy saw it, and then you see him leap over, and he jumps over near the bushes right over there, and you hear, like, kind of in different spots around you, talking in German, but you are not getting a bead, except for, that one that's there is down, so if you want to actually move him, because he's just dead, so I'm moving him away. Put him over here. 1. You are able to pick up 2 other guys.
And you saw 6 originally. Well, you
6
didn't
total.
beat.
Yeah, he didn't beat that. But you see 2 more pop their heads up, and so that's their
So it's now
locations.
4 of 6.
So there's still 2
2
more.
unaccounted for.
Yeah. And now, what do you guys want Johnson to do?
Shoot!
Shoot the other one with a shotgun.
Oh, we got a shotgun.
Yeah,
He's got a trench gun.
Oh, I would say you should probably, if he wants to shoot, you should probably try flanking up a little bit closer.
Yeah, he can move up to that one.
Can we
Right around
have?
here.
You go right there. He leaps over that log,
And there's another guy.
and on the other side of that log was somebody laying flank against it, and he's going to roll.
Right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna set this here as the dead body, if that's okay, just so that.
Yeah. Johnson should blow him apart.
You hear a burst from an STG assault rifle.
Johnson's done.
Johnson drops down. You hear him like cry out. He's not dead, but he's not, if you can knock him down, he is.
He's hurt?
Yeah. It did a hot chunk, and then that guy is, you saw him for a moment, and you saw the muzzle flash from his assault rifle, and then that was it. So it's safe to assume that he's still laying there waiting.
No! NBC red shirt! No! Oh, God! Jerry, no!
Yeah, so his plan was kind of knocked out of that.
Well, there is only 6, though. We're good.
So
Save for 1.
I think you're the only
missing
one who
one.
hasn't done an action.
No, I took cover.
Right?
Oh, okay.
Right
the will.
Right, yeah.
All done?
I think so.
Wait,
Oh yeah, because that's, yeah. never mind.
2 hasn't gone. Just making sure.
I did.
You went, everyone's good.
He moved and took cover, yeah.
Yep, we're good.
Alright,
John's just laying out on the job.
the one that dived over into the bushes, he saw, no, the one who moved first one, so you're good. You see him reaching down and grabbing something, and he hurls it over at your bush.
Okay.
So you need to do a hustle roll.
And he knows exactly where that came from with smoke?
He's throwing in a general direction. You didn't see where it landed, but you see him
Hustle? Oh, okay, cool.
You see him throw it over in your general direction.
That's not to guess what it is.
335.
Yeah. What direction do you want to move?
I'm gonna say that I went this.
I would say you go 10, and you don't go prone. Like you because of that successful hustle, you're not leaping out of the way. But you saw it fly, and nighttime, it was thrown at your general direction, and you know that's probably a grenade. Okay. So you just book it. Explosion goes off, you don't get hit. Damage, like dirt flies up in the air, you see this big shower, and it just kind of rains down. That smoke just kind of still falling from the air. That was his. Okay. The one back here, left side, you see him point forward, yelling at somebody, like he's trying to get him to do something, and then he pulls out a radio. But he hasn't he pulled out the radio. That's what he's doing. This guy right here is going to move over to this guy, so he runs across the bushes and gets in between them. Yeah, that's fine. And he is steadying his aim on where Johnson was down. It appears they don't know where you guys are, because none of them are taking fire, and you do not see the other two. They're holding their position. Your guys' go.
There's only one other, right? That we don't know?
That we don't know about. It's probably safe to assume that
because one's dead and then we said 4.
He's living somewhere over here.
I could do a strafing run, like calling a strafing run to go like a straight line like that. Get
I'm fine with that.
At least 3, possibly 4 if the 4th one's there.
Do it.
Yeah, because I'm probably going to pop over and just light this dude up.
Yeah.
And I need to get over to our guy to heal.
Okay. I'm probably going to call it in then.
So that's what you want to do?
Yeah, strafing run.
Cannons?
Yeah.
I still think I drop a bomb.
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably a good call.
Yep. So that is...
So you need to roll a perception, because this is kind of like your attack, is you're accurately telling them where to do this autocannon strafing run with their Mustangs.
Okay. 114.
Would you like to use an additional risk?
Yes.
I love how the most danger close will be not from the engineer.
4.
Okay.
Average is 2 1.
And 2 1 to 2 4. Yeah. And what was the line that you were trying to give?
Trying to do sort of like a diagonal, like here.
John's gonna get hit.
I will say.
Or do I have to like stick to grid?
Well, no. You, it's straight line-ish, because the number of successes, none of your guys are going to be in harm's way.
Okay.
But I'll say that those 2 back there are going to get hit, but not the one, like, it's not going to be a perfect line. Like, the angle that you're giving them, they kind of strafe off on that.
Okay.
Because they're going to, like, the moment after you call that, they're like, Roger, sending him now, like, they've been patrolling.
Yeah.
You can just hear, like, a... And so then you guys automatically know, like, you need to jump.
Uh-huh.
They don't really put 2 and 2 together at the moment until they start hearing the... And then they can hear the trail kind of hitting.
That's awesome.
So they are... And that is fails. You just see boom, 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 and just the ground lights up from them and just shreds. Like, they just get obliterated by that. They're both out. And that also knocks that tree that was right next to them down. So it just crashes down to the ground, blocks it off, as well as you see...
Yeah, I was about to say, there's a line here, so...
This other guy, you see, while you were watching, this guy jumps out of the way.
Okay.
He's prone, but you see him move from behind that tree for his life. Like, he just like...
I need someone...
So now you know where that guy is.
Okay.
So there are 3 left, and Johnson is still doing it bad.
Oh, if he's doing that, I'm going to... If you guys don't mind, I'm going to pop up over this and just light him up with my grace gun.
Yeah.
Do it to it.
Oh, so I only roll 1.
And you can burn another risk dice.
I haven't burned any risk dice. I am going to use one of them.
Yeah, because remember...
Now burns.
5 and 3.
Okay, and then roll 2 damage dice. And we'll see... 8. Okay. You do a line up his back with it, and just goes up, and you see it hit a couple spots, and he stumbles forward and stumbles, but is still able to keep going. And he just turns around. He just does a burst fire, but it doesn't hit anything. If you can knock him prone, He's knocked to the ground from the hit, but that was just kind of like a up his back spin and shoot. You hear him grunting though, so he's right next to Johnson, like, and he's just trying to scoot back to try and find a spot.
So we only earn back a risk on a 6, right?
No, you have it back. As long as it classifies as a 5 or 6 is good. Anything else than that, and you lose it. So yeah, so you good. Yeah. All right. Anybody else?
Do you want to try and take him out?
Oh, yeah. Sure. So, now I'm gonna go ahead and... do I want to burn 2 risks? I'll just burn 1. That's the blue. Ooh, 1, 2, 1.
Ooh, buddy.
Impressive.
Ooh, buddy.
Wow. Okay, and so where are you at, and you're trying to finish off the guy that's right next to Johnson?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Johnson.
And what were you using?
Carbine.
Carbine. Okay. Like roll to land the attack, so roll damage.
Oh, buddy.
Wow, 5 and 5.
You hear another shot. You hear Johnson get hit. He's still like groaning.
Oh no.
It must have still grazed his. It must have still grazed his armor. But man, yeah, he doesn't sound good.
Oh boy.
Oh, this is gonna suck. Okay, I'm gonna run, hop over, and
Shank that guy. Shank.
I mean I have extra hustle, but
Shank.
I am going to use my action because this is within 1 round of him getting hurt.
Yes, that is correct.
I am going to drop a med kit.
You're going to use your med kit. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't have to drop it. It's not a game. I deploy my med kit.
Right.
Nah, you go. I know. Yeah. Go, make it go.
I thought you were just setting one down next to him.
I'm gonna start. There you go. You got this.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay, so what do I do?
In that case, just roll medicine check.
Oh, okay, so I have 116.
Oh.
I'm gonna do
How you feeling?
two, because I think I still have them.
Do it.
A 4 to 3.
Okay. And then use all of those dice together and roll them one more time so I can see the numbers.
Okay.
I will say, yeah, you run over immediately, stick him with morphine. Like he's not looking too good. You are able to take care of his bleeding, and I will say, not only did you stabilize him because of the extra risk and the success that you did for it, you're able to heal him at least to, like I was gonna say, a halfway point, so he is able to not have any penalties.
But because it's within this first round, he gets double healing.
Yep. So yeah, so he starts coughing, and I'll say because of that though, because obviously in the realm of realism, that armor is now shot, so you kind of take that off, and you can see that's where most of the impacts were on his like basic armor that he has for it. But he's like sitting up, like breathing, panting, like not doing good, but he's still able to like get up and move for
Can
it. So
he take an action? I'm just.
I would, man.
Put his shotgun up against.
Just kind of lean over at that dude.
Can he just lean over and stab him?
Yeah.
Stab him. Stab him. Get him, Johnson. No, Johnson, no. Johnson, no. No, Johnson, no.
He'll use a risk.
Please, Johnson.
Risk it.
You see him, the first thing he does is sit up after you're taking care of him, and he just blasts him. He racks one and just blasts him with,
That's what I would do. Shoot.
If I got lit up because some dude was camping, yeah, I'd shoot him with a shotgun. Oh, that's much better. A 6, 6, and a 5.
He's dead.
Yeah, that dude just gets a slug put through his stomach as he's
I
gone.
was gonna say he probably doesn't have a head anymore.
Oh man, center mass with those. That's what you want to do.
I'm also just gonna try and duck down behind this tree that's right there while I'm trying to.
Okay, so that's everyone on our side.
Yep. Immediately, the guy that was ducking back here, he jumps up, and you see him ready a Panzerschreck.
Oh boy.
That's fine.
And he's going to take aim over at the branches, over the down trees.
Over here?
Yes.
Okay.
You two need to roll a hustle if you have hustle.
So I have a feature. I don't know how this works, but it gives me +1 to hustle. since I was moving towards someone I was healing?
I'll allow it.
Okay.
So you can use that. So it's additional. Poor Johnson.
655.
Ooh, man, you were good at dodging. It's like you were raised to just run away from explosives. Oh wow, that's awesome. Johnson.
I was on the track team at Harvard.
Okay, so I'll take the risk.
Oh man.
I got a 5, 3, 4, 1.
Okay, and oh yeah, that was also Johnson was able to get up. Johnson, after that burst of healing, rolled up and he went north over the other tree branch, the down tree branch, and just hopped over there. I know yours. You can move 10 feet, whatever, like, you know, north, or obviously with the way the rocket's going to be.
Right here?
He's aiming at you guys, so I'm assuming he's aiming at that branch that was ahead of you guys. So not the one that you're right at. Yeah.
Okay, I'm actually gonna go over here then, 10. I'm gonna use it to advance a bit.
And then you start clambering over the branch as the rocket impacts, which I have to roll to see how. On there. So it's in between both of those down tree stumps. They both get obliterated. The tree stumps do. Both Johnson and you will take 20% damage. No bleeding, because you're still able to get away, but 30%.
So was that successful also?
Yes.
Okay, so I get to keep my risk.
Yes.
That's the reason.
It was not, yeah, because I mean, there's a difference between a rocket and a grenade getting thrown at you. And then the other guy, the one that's right there, is going to try and take a pot shot at, let me roll first because he sees.
Probably Ben, because he's the one who shot.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's what he's going to do. So
But I also
set.
kind of popped up to wipe out 2 guys.
And he just has his MP.
Probably have done that.
And do you have medium or do you have light?
Medium.
Oh, okay. He takes shots at you, but it just grazes your armor. So he's not actually able to cause any damage. And then you see him like kind of duck, but like obviously like his whole thing was just trying to get up and do it.
How long does the smoke from the smoke grenade last?
It's going to. I rolled at the start for 5 turns.
Okay. So with that,
So you're still good. Yeah. The smoke, and like every turn it kind of gets bigger, but also too, a strafing room was just called in, and so that's going to move some air around, and so it's the battleground right now is kind of hazy.
Right.
But yeah, continue.
All right, I'm gonna move up there and try to take out the Panzer Shrek guy.
Okay.
Actually,
Johnson's
I get 3 anyway.
Yeah, so Johnson's not over there for you to shoot, so I don't know what you're doing.
What are you doing? I'm gonna burn 2 risks. Man! Why not?
Decent.
What are the...
That's incredible.
With a loud ting, with a loud ting, you empty your magazine as the clip goes through. And I mean, if you want to benefit, like he's suppressed, so like he's just like ducking down from this ray of fire. But you empty through your magazines. But in this case, you can use your bonus action just to pop in a new one. But man. Wow, that's rough for that. That's statistically real rough for how many 6s you rolled. Okay, who's up?
I think that's all of us.
Well, no, this is
No,
new round.
Yeah, this is new round. That's why he was just like, I'm gonna take a pot shot, and then
15, 20, 25. I'm gonna like jump and like lay down behind these guys. That's a movement, right? So I can still shoot. Alright, I'm gonna shoot Panzer Shrek guy.
do it.
I'm doing it.
Do it now.
I'm doing it. I'm using a risk, so 5 and 1. Wait, is that a 1 or a 6?
I don't know.
That's a 1.
Do you?
That's not a risk. But they average out to it. I'll use another one. Why not?
We are really good at risking things.
I don't know what it is with the station.
I got a 4.
I don't know what it is with the stationary pans.
Oh, nope.
I'm done. I just saw 3 of them. I'm done.
You empty your magazine at this guy that's still
This is why I stick to explosives, bitches!
and he's hugging the tree, and like I'll say it hits a bunch of the bark. Like I will say, because at least both your guys' shots, he is like, he's suppressed. He's not sticking out. He's not doing nothing. What? Would that
No,
be?
that'd be a perception would be like an action, right? In this
To
situation.
perceive something? No. You're just using your eyes.
Can I perceive how bad that radio is just really?
Oh, it's like,
I was
yeah,
gonna call it an airstrike.
with German radios.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, he is fully suppressed, though. Like, he's staying behind the tree and, like,
It's this side of
he's
the
not
table.
doing anything.
Yeah, I know this guy.
Yes.
Yeah, do it to it.
Table heat. It's a 5.
There you go.
Sorry. All right, roll damage, man. I'm about to get
At least the doctor can kill somebody, we can't.
A 2? Alright, hold on. He got a 1. You hit him, you clip him in the shoulder, and he falls down. But, like, he clambers back up, holding his arm while he's still brandishing his submachine gun.
Okay. And then I'm going to move back behind this tree trunk.
Yeah.
I haven't exploded anything.
I mean,
You guys are up.
yeah, I'm trying to think. So, like, I have a close range pistol, and I imagine I'm not in close range of anything.
He was able to get, I mean, like, in realistic speaking, it should still be fine.
Okay. I probably would just shoot at this guy in front of me here.
Okay. The one that's straight ahead.
I have 0 combat, so that's just a single die.
Single die, unless you want to burn a risk.
Yeah, it's a 4. Better than I can do.
I know.
With 6 dice.
I rolled 4. I'll risk it.
Risk it for the biscuit!
2.
Okay. I mean, the 4 is still able, it's not a, like, direct hit, you're still winging him, but
Yeah.
he's already been getting winged, so roll damage.
Okay, damage, just 1. So.
Okay. Yeah, no, you clip him, and I'll say, like, he's on his knee, like, he is, like, kind of crouched, he's not looking good from 2 pistol shots. My good boy Johnson, though, he racks it, and he takes a beat on that guy. Yeah. So he's 5, 4, 3. So he's gonna at least land. So let's see. 3 and 3. Pumps a hole through that guy. He's down. He gets blasted back into the shrubbery. All that's left is Panzerschreck boy. Is that everybody?
Yeah, I think
That's all for me.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. You see him drop his Panzerschreck, like throw it down past the tree, and he actually starts to try and run south.
shoot him!
Yeah, no.
And like as he's doing that, you see him like kind of just like he's just wildly taking pot shots with his pistol. Like he's just trying to like.
Crowd more like sour puss.
It's your guys' turn. Are you gonna? You have one turn.
Move
Nuke him
and
with
shoot.
my
Do it.
bazooka.
Take him out.
You do you shoot one guy with a rocket?
I'm pissed.
You think you're any better at
I can call in a mortar strike.
Watch me roll a 6.
I'm gonna head back to our.
Paratrooper?
I would say I can't.
Let's see what these rolls are.
Oh, that's 3, 3, 4.
Okay, I mean like I'll say that's still gonna be at least a land.
Okay.
It might not be a killing blow because so far he's got him once. The other guy got shot twice and then
I'm reading my stuff.
4 and 2.
6. He gets winged, but he's still running.
I'm taking a shot at it.
Do it.
Actually, Johnson probably would too, I would think.
Johnson with there's been gunfire. I'll let you if you want to take a shot. If you want to.
I'm shooting with the bazooka.
Shoot him in the face with a bazooka.
Hey, I'm sorry. Is that with an explosive and you rolled a 1, my dude?
Oh no!
Yeah.
Anytime you roll risk die for an explosive attack.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Calm down. Biscuit for that biscuit.
No!
Risk it.
No, he doesn't have risk anymore.
No, why not? I actually got one left. Yeah, why not? 5. With my bazooka.
Roll damage.
Does it count that me being under fire?
Roll damage.
Yay! What's my bazooka? Like 4? 5.
Yeah, it's a lot, my guy. It's a lot, my guy, because he's dead. Because even with that.
18, 22, 27.
You just sniped it. It's like, yeah, you take like a grain or like a handful of dirt and drop it in the wind to gauge, and you just fire it.
That's why I use explosives, did you?
It hits that dude's back and just red mist.
I got one risk left.
That guy exists now only as a memory.
You ever heard the term red mist?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's real. That's for real for it.
Meat cram right
You've,
there.
you've solved my Nazi puzzle.
Yeah, just gotta use explosives.
Apparently, you've been collecting them this entire time, and then going through it, and then doing that. So you guys get the paratrooper. Basically, at least with what it sounds like, is either meeting back at the manor and going back up. He says he didn't hear any word of any other prisoners.
I think at this point we should.
Like he mentions the manor, which you guys obviously hit up, but that's it.
Do we hear any vehicles coming?
No,
I'm gonna try and go get my explosives back.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
It's fine. You
See me rattling up the.
Damn it.
Arm extraction.
You wanted to blow up something.
The other team moved to the manor, and you were going to meet up with them with all the prisoners, and then together go back up north to where you were going to call for exfil.
Okay, so can we go directly from the farm and just head west?
The way the topography was laying out, it looked like it was going to be really hard to do, not to mention... Oh, yeah. Just going straight west, yeah, you can cut through, because it's the way it's set. I think you're meaning like just meet up
Because
back
we were
at the
dropped
exfil point.
1 click north above the hotel, and we were 1.5 clicks north of La
Northeast.
Barrage. Well, northeast.
Yeah, and you guys had moved down a little bit for
So it'd be
this.
probably 2 clicks of going directly west to get to our point.
That's if you were just going to the point for it.
Yeah.
And you guys also haven't radioed back to Zeus yet.
Which
I was gonna say, I was getting ready to.
There is no response.
Oh,
Oh boy. And they were heading.
They were at the manor.
Okay.
That's where the vehicles are. They lit up our extraction.
I don't know. I'm just Johnson. We should
Yeah,
probably go over there though.
Okay, yep.
yeah.
Let's go to the manor.
I probably will try them 2 times and then just,
we're going.
but like somewhat encrypted message just to make sure not
For sure.
giving details away.
You guys make it back to the manor. You come along the eastern side, and
Black is gone.
no, there's a Puma, there is a half track, and that half track also was towing a Pac 42 anti-tank gun. All of them are empty. The half track, the doors open, empty. The engine's running. The armored Puma is open. No, the lights are on, but the engine's not running.
It was only just...
You don't hear any noises coming from the house or around the area. Coming back on that original map, you guys kind of popped out right next to where the flak encampment was. You guys hear screams coming from the other side of the manor and gunfire.
We'd head in. I mean, not to, right?
Can I get in the Puma?
Well, that's gotta be Zeus. That's gotta be Zeus, right?
Do you know how to drive a Puma?
It's gotta be Zeus, but I mean, it's a car, right? A Puma's a car, right?
If you know how to drive it.
Pretty sure.
I have a 3.
Well, I told you the half track is on, but the Puma isn't.
I'm just letting you know, when I would have shot with that rocket launcher, I would have screamed, "Here comes the boom," which is "Here comes the boom."
That's great.
I seem to know if I even know how to drive it.
It's probably a good question. Beans.
I mean, I have a 3 in technology.
It was
I
a
figured-
family of armored cars.
Yeah.
So I think
I'm meaning
more safe.
well-
It is a 6-speed forward reverse transmission that could easily back up because of a second rear wheel track.
That's not the question I was asking.
Yes, I think
The
we
half track was running.
Okay.
The Puma was not. The lights were just on.
I don't like this. This is spooky now.
And
You didn't think it would be that easy, did you? I told you ghost and no one believed me.
so with the firing, with the shooting, do we hear yelling as well? And then what?
You heard gunshots and a scream, and that was it.
Oh, and then it stopped.
And that was it. And that was coming from the others. That was coming from. It looked like the southwestern side of
I
the
thought it was
building.
ongoing.
What are you doing?
I'd say we should probably move up.
Yep. I mean, we
we
investigated.
don't have a choice. This is our
Because
distraction.
Zeus isn't answering, they got the prisoners, and we gotta protect the prisoners.
You guys round the building, guns drawn. You still don't see anything other than the hedge maze.
What did I say?
And then you hear another burst of gunfire come from the direction of the hedge maze and a scream.
They put the treasure in the hedge maze.
Yeah, the treasure is death.
And we all win a piece of that pot.
Did we see the truck that we came in? That was Zeus, right?
No. They got dropped off too. They were on foot.
Oh, all right.
Oh boy.
Do we see bodies around in the yard?
No, you do not. You see shell casings, but you do not see any bodies.
Where your dead body went?
Yeah, I'm getting the hell out of here.
They went to ghosts.
The Hellmouth in the center of the maze. That's where they went.
Could we just like chuck a phosphorus grenade in there and like
Watch it burn.
Just let it cook.
they're in a maze, they can't leave.
I throw
You hear a woman scream inside.
Sex ray?
That's right.
No empathy. Sorry. Toby's for accuracy, Yeats for strength. Are you eating or are you
I am eating for strength.
You're eating for strength.
I do have 2 empathy, so I'd be like, oh.
Midair. Oh.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault I hear.
Roll the explosives. Do you have explosives?
I'm gonna use my last. Yeah, I got explosives. You gonna use a risk on this? Yeah, why not?
It detonates in your hand.
1, but 5, 4, 3.
You see it sail through the air and just into the into the maze, and you just hear like a. So you said the white phosphorus, right?
Oh yeah.
You see that, and you hear the sound of it burning, and you hear it sounds like catching fire in the maze itself, but no other noise.
Does the mage start?
The maze.
Does the maze start to burn?
You hear sizzling, but that you can see some smoke, but that's it right now. I will also say too, because you guys are close enough, you don't see an entrance to this maze.
Oh.
I'm just saying. I don't trust nothing that don't burn when you throw an explosive at it.
I also say we get the hell out of here.
Yep. Good mission. Let's go. We out.
At that point, obviously, well, we're gonna have to end it. At that point, I know. That's why I was like, I knew the spooky stuff was gonna be in the tail end. Spooky. At the tail end of it, you it's been shut up. It's been burning for a hot second while you guys are talking and basically like mission over. Like you're like we need to get out of here. Like this is football and everything's gone to heck. I'm waiting for this to load because I have it so I can read it. Come on. God damn it. So, I can't do the full description, which is really, really sad. Oh, man. So, this hedge maze, you can see, like, red flowers and things like that. Like, it's the same kind of flowers that were in the house and everything. The color just drains from them.
Oh no.
They lose that red color and that red sheen.
I'll be a
From the walls of the hedge maze itself, you see, looks to be some humanoid shapes just kind of come out of it. And the shape itself appears to be a German soldier with vines and roots through its skin and sticking out of like different places on it with just a cold, lifeless eyes. As it kind of turns towards you, 3 more come popping out from different spots, shuffling towards you guys. And all of a sudden, so all of those are happening, and they stop for a second, and you look and see that row by row of the hedge maze, it starts to just wither and die as it starts going closer and closer to the middle, where you see there is a tree. Here we go. This will be the stopping spot. As if nature itself was forced silent, the breeze stops. You see all the color from all the vines and flowers traveling from the outer edges to the center, where you see a dead tree that was landing on a fountain in the center of the maze. With a loud, thunderous crack, you hear the tree branches and the tree itself breaking, and your attention's drawn to the base of the broken, partially burned tree from the white phosphorus. Slowly rising up from the grotesque and corrupted soil, a solid mass of tree, vine, and what appears to be the squad that was defending the house, all embedded in this large foul mass. Their bodies bound together by vines and spikes and all the nastiness that defiled this place. It turns and faces towards you as it raises its large tree trunk arms to the sky, as well as you see several pairs of other arms sticking up, raising from different spots on this mass, as this otherworldly bellow and cacophony of screams happen as they point towards you. That's where we'll end it.
As our squad stands at the threshold of the foreboding maze, a sinister presence looms in the distance. The enigmatic tree, twisted and entwined with crimson-tipped thorns, guards an elusive relic sought after by powers both known and unknown. Join us on an expedition through the shadows of history, where the Division's clandestine operations seek to quell supernatural threats and secure mystical artifacts before they fall into the wrong hands. Unravel the mysteries of the occult, delve into the unknown tales, and journey into the heart of darkness itself. Our squad's quest for their elusive relics are just the beginning of the Division's covert missions across the annals of time. Stay tuned for the unfolding chapters, where history converges with the supernatural, and the fate of the world teeters on the brink of uncertainty. Prepare yourselves for an odyssey throughout the unseen, where the lines between reality and myth blurs, and the true battleground lies within the corridors of the unknown. Join us next time for another installment of our one-shot series, The Division.